Hello, everybody. Welcome in. We got a sad Ryan today. We also have Chris. Chris is feeling up to joining us tonight. We're super excited about it. We're also joined by JTB, as per usual. Welcome in, everybody. I want to say from the very bottom of my heart, thank you for coming in, Ryan. Thank you for the raid, my friend. Love the waiting room. Great idea. We're just rebranding liquid steroids straight. No, definitely not what we're doing. Food safety. What the fuck? Okay, what are you doing? Why are you?
She's trying to make us all big.
Read the room.
Oh, big boys.
Read the room. You're gonna get me sued. You're gonna get me sued.
Plus,
I'll have you know I could never be a big boy.
Inferior to anabolic steroids.
I want to get big.
Trust the food safety person to get us busted for mixing steroids into our potions. It's totally different, okay? The Dinky Shrinky Drinky is completely non-steroidal in its composition. It is just a drinky to
Nicotine
shrink.
in a can.
Shrinky or dinky. Oh no.
Is that just a can of carbonated dip spit?
That's horrible.
Fortunately, one of the side effects of the potion is that you get a lifted truck.
You do. You get a lifted truck, and it comes with a pair of balls attached, just for you to enjoy.
But it only ever plays Kid Rock on the radio. What?
Oh yeah,
What's going on?
The tape got stuck in there sometime in the early 2000s. We haven't been able to get it out ever since. That's okay.
Technically cassette.
So I said tape.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, announcements. We don't got a lot going on right now. I'm still getting used to the work schedule. I was on call all last week, and I got a call like every morning. So streaming was kind of off the table. So we didn't get to do any like morning streams last week. That was a pain in my dick. Was not a fan of that. But I only have to do it once every 3 weeks, potentially once every 6. If we combine with another house, which just means I will be even more busy for that 1 week. But it's once every 6 weeks. So once every 6 weeks, I might just take a whole week off. That might be the new plan. Just whole week off. We just chill and only do like a Monday night stream or some shit. We'll figure that out as we go. Other than that, nothing really new. We're probably going to be doing some more For the King 2 on stream, along with some potential Monster Hunters. So keep an eye out for that. In terms of D&D, we have some plans for one-shots coming up that I need to work on. I will be inviting some people along for that. And yeah, no, that's about it. Otherwise, I'm going to pass the thing over to Ryan. And yeah, what do you got going on this week, buddy?
Oh, a lot of the same. I'm trying Mega Man Hitless still. Still Sundays over with Connor doing our hardcore WoW. We did unfortunately lose the Flesh Twins. It hurt. They were level 25. I know. Francis and Frank died, unfortunately. But we have come back as Rochelle and Rashton, the humans. We're a paladin and a warlock. Seems like a combo that's going to work. So I'm excited for that. And next month, I've got my 400th episode on the go, so that's going to be fun.
Oh my god, that's going to be crazy.
Ryan, you're a crackhead for doing Hitless Mega Man.
Yeah, that's
I know, I have a problem.
have you made any progress on that run at all?
I'm able to get over halfway through Hitless at this point. So
that's impressive. There you go.
We're getting there. Fucking Launch Octopus is the bane of my existence, but we will get that son of a cuck.
Son of a cuck, wow.
Son of a cuck!
Yeah, I'm not going to make fun of the mother. The moms are always the one that are okay. It's the father we need to go after. That son of a cuck.
There, you know. Shout out going after a shitty father figure, I guess. You know, that's the...
Down with the patriarchy.
Everyone can be
Down
a
with the
whore.
patriarchy, he says.
Everyone can be a
Fair
whore.
enough. What's the makeup? What was the makeup today? What were we going as?
Someone had done a look for Inside Out. They did the sadness character, and they did these big, huge tears. I was like, I just wanted to do that. I was gonna make it more like a clown, but I got really lost in the tears.
Oh yeah.
All clowns are sad inside.
That definitely doesn't
It's an
look
accurate portrayal.
like a giant nutted on your face or anything.
A frosty nut.
Oh,
Yeah.
you missed the Frosty the Snowman Bukake bit we did.
Frosty the nut job. He jizzed on Ryan's face with a corncob shaft and button nuts. What the fuck is on his face? Frosty the nut job.
This is what I deal with.
Face rhymes with face.
It's a good thing face rhymes with face. He really Really stretched it out on that
Bars.
one. You really
Call me
Oh.
Eminem.
just put the effort in on that one.
If anything, I'm calling you like Reese's Pieces.
Not Reese's Pieces.
Resuscis pufficis.
Recesses
Just the
pusses. I hate it. Okay, I'm not here for it. JT, what do you got going on, buddy? Save us from this anarchy. Save us
You can
now.
catch me here Mondays. You can catch me for Boulders on Saturdays. Check out the Discord, both the Purple House and the Apothecary. For music stuff, my voice is actually back. I can now make all the noises without dying most of the time. So yeah, any music stuff will be uploaded there, and then occasionally you can catch me on other homie streams like Kayla's stream from yesterday, where we played some Dale and Dawson.
Fucking Dale and Dawson. What a vibe that was. Good times for all. And Chris, what about you? Anything new?
No.
Fair enough.
Not much.
Okay,
Face
cool.
You have
Feeling a
new
little
holes
better.
in your face.
Face is feeling better. You got new holes. Shout out having new holes. Not every day you get a new one of those and live. So that's cool.
Speak for yourself.
That's cool. Okay.
I'm
Shout
like
out
Swiss cheese.
Grinder.
Tuesday.
Shout out Grinder. We need to get an official advertisement from Grinder. We need to get in touch and be like, hey, listen.
We need a sponsor.
We need a sponsorship right fucking now. Because it'd be gay
Knowing
as fuck.
me, I probably sent the owner of Grinder my dick pics already. Gays are trash.
Well, I hope they were good dick pics, because then maybe they'll sponsor
Grinder, he
us.
probably
You know they always are.
Boom boom
The
the screen. It's so the screen. We were so
Yeah, but you
unhinged.
guys did that for 20 minutes.
We were literally in front of that
Yeah, we
stupid
were.
screen for 20 minutes going, the
Well,
screen.
I was trying to figure out who the fuck it was while Abe's was gaslighting everybody like a goddamn professional. It was kind of like art.
Our last
I'm
game,
just saying, I called that shit.
Yeah,
and y'all didn't
day
listen to
one.
me.
not one person listened. Not one. The screen, the boobs on the screen. What's up, Gary? How's it going? The boobs on the screen. We had good times. It got really unhinged, but good times were had.
The
That
boobs
was
eventually
cool.
got moved to the billboard.
That was also the screen. It was just a screen that didn't move. Anyway.
It's a wooden screen.
It's a wooden screen. It was so unhinged, guys. It was-
Acoustic screen?
Yeah, and acoustic.
It's an acoustic
I love
TV.
it. I love it. Okay. I
Hey,
guess
that's
other
cool. I'm
things.
kind of acoustic.
There you go. All right. All right. Also, in other news, some of our merch came in. The hat is looking pretty dope. I'm pretty happy about it. I have to say, I'm impressed with the new merch site. So go check it out. If you're interested, I'm going to do a little shameless plug. Check it out. I'm going to be getting some for the boys. We're going to see Ryan in a crop top.
Clear dildo.
No, that's for me. It's busy at the moment.
You don't know what's going on underneath that camera.
You don't know what's
Camera
happening
only
underneath my table.
shows from the titties up for a reason.
Exactly.
No.
How you
Anyway.
doing down there, Kevin? Kevin's fine.
Kevin's great. Kevin's doing good. It's funny, they're both named Kevin. Love that.
Kevin's just.
We're the best. Somehow you guys managed to actually get the fucking tasks done. You guys won a game somehow, because me and JT were so busy gaslighting Dabeebs that we didn't actually do any of our slacker tasks. We got Dabeebs to fire like 7 people all incorrectly. The only one we couldn't save was Icy, because Icy was standing to his left when we spawned in, and he said, if I'm manager, I'm firing the person who is standing on my left when I spawn in. So
Thieves manager every time.
yes, every single time. It was uncanny. What's under
Poor
maintenance?
Beebs.
Working on it now. Ooh, what's working? What's working?
Oh, the website. It took us. I think it was just overloaded for a second. Fourth wall was.
The mooch?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Because I clicked it, but then I clicked it again and it came back. They're probably just having a bit of a
Weird.
server moment.
Is it actually still called Rusty Tonic's shop, or is it Rusty Tonic's RPG shop now? That might be the problem. Under maintenance. Oh no! Oh
They're doing
no!
maintenance. Maintenance, me lord.
It's okay. It worked when I ordered shit from there. No, it's good. We're good. There we go. Okay. No, it's fine. Yay. Okay, good. I knew I wasn't
It comes
crazy.
back.
All right, there's cool shit on there. Check it out. I'm particularly fond of the drinking glass. Pretty sick. Anyway, I believe that is everything we had to get through for this afternoon or this evening. And now it is time for some D&D. We're happy to have Chris back, who had to dip out a little early last session. So we'll just recap a little, get everyone caught up to speed, and we'll jump into what Xechas was doing while our other two friends were off away causing some trouble. So, last week, you guys made your way back to the town of Fort Mistmere, where you were hoping to perhaps negotiate some kind of way out of the fines that had been placed before you, unfortunately realizing that that was not an option, as the governor was not present at the time. It's really your only friend in the company at this point. But you did manage to at least find your way to town hall and negotiate with some of the proper people. You sat down with the mayor, who is also one of the main TTC representatives here in Fort Mistmere, a rather unpleasant name, man by the name of Tennis Duster. I remembered that on time. Let's go. He left you there for some time to negotiate with yourselves. Oh, Mr. Bobo with the raid. I appreciate that. I hope the rest of your stream was good. It was fun to pop in there and chill for a minute. There you go. Run all the smooches. Oh, he's right up in there. He's right up in there. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. He's kissing Mr. Bobo Mountain Cock. Too much pressure. There's always too much pressure. Thank you for the raid, though. I appreciate you. Caught us just at the recap. What perfect timing. Welcome in, everyone. For those who you have not been by before, we do a lot of RPG stuff around here, including our D&D campaign on Monday nights. So, where the recap left off, we were heading to Fort Mistmere. You made some negotiations with the mayor, realized that not only were you being slapped with a fee for inappropriately hiring a mercenary on company grounds without company approval, you had also been slapped with a rather hefty late fee of 15 gold per day, totaling a $130 gold piece fine. You eventually realized that perhaps paying it was the best course forward, but you wanted to take a night to discuss it, at which point you returned to the Rotten Timber Tavern. You're kind of home away from home at this point, the place you choose to hang your hat whenever you're here in town. You had a pleasant interaction with Willow, the owner of the bar and tavern, the first time in a good few weeks, after perhaps letting it slip that you were at odds with the company, who seems to have a bit of a stranglehold on all of the trade around here. You spent some time drinking and eating by the bar. You told a couple people off without much cause. Vitekorl choosing to throw some harsh words around the bar that night, and in the morning awoke to realize that at some point during either your time in the bar or while you were in your room, your coin purse had been stolen, containing just over, I believe, 200 so gold pieces. You did some investigating and realized that it had likely been taken earlier while you were in the bar and not while Xechas had been on guard. You asked around, and it seemed like a couple of the shadier characters, one of whom was a gentleman you told to, was it fuck off? Or shut the fuck up?
Shut the fuck up!
It was shut the fuck up. My bad.
Shut the fuck up!
Okay, which player would you like to give inspiration to, Skullslayer? You may fail, but you can learn on your mistakes to keep trying different ways. We love that. Welcome in Ramen as well.
Once you've tried 1,000 ways, try 1,001!
Oh, there's never too many ways. However, deciding to split the party for some time as Chris decided to step away for the rest of the game, we had Xechas step off on his own to do some light investigating in whatever way he saw fit, being a little more inclined to be stealthy by himself, while the rest of you made your way around Fort Mistmere, asking about eventually finding your way to the Fort Mistmere lodging house. A rather sketchy building, an unpleasant smelling and rather, just murky all around. Not a pleasant appearance, not fun place to be. But you made your way inside and had a brief discussion with the owner, Thorin Glem, who seemed to be pretty nonplussed by your presence, but mildly irritated at the same time. After some brief investigating, you discovered and perhaps came to the realization that there was more to this building than meets the eye, and you made your way into the basement of Vitekorl, disguised as a spider. Finding a small gap in the wall behind the innkeeper, you crawled underneath and found your way into a veritable den of inequity. A little, small, kind of compact thieves guild had formed somewhere here in town, and you found yourself in the heart of their hideout. You looked around from your spot on the roof as this tiny little spider version of yourself. Took a brief glance at the individual who appeared to be leading this group, a young and handsome-looking half-elf, and then found the man who had robbed you the night before. The very man you told to shut the fuck up during the evening's festivities, counting gold from a purse that looked very much like your own, and talking about how he had pulled a fast one over on a large buffoon, I believe was the word we used, something along those lines. You decided to sneak in behind him as a spider, turn back into your Goliath stealth, putting him in a headlock and dragging him to a fighting pit where you proceeded to kick the ever-living shit out of him. Before Dusty also made his way in, and after winning your fight, the two of you were invited to have a brief discussion with the man who is leading this guild, and you both approached the table to have a seat. That is where we left off last time. So with that being said, as all of these events are unfolding, we're going to pop over to Xechas, who is smoking a dab pen. I literally told you we're starting with you this episode. I told you that.
I know, we're good.
I have to think about what I have to say too.
Fucking sucking her back, dude. You got this.
That's
Don't
what he was
die.
doing.
No dying. You got to hang in there. You got to hang in there.
He's
It's
in
good.
his warehouse,
Welcome in.
No, I've smoked enough since I got home, but I'm good.
There you go. What's up, Caleb? Welcome in. How you doing, Ben? Appreciate you swinging it. I hope work was good. So, Xechas. Also, speaking of which, Skullslayer, who did we decide you want to give your inspiration to? That's any one of the players. Take your pick. Also, Kieran gave me disadvantage and advantage to Xechas because he's a dick. Give it to anyone. All right, each of you roll a d20 right now.
Oh, Kieran is a homie.
Whoever gets the highest gets the inspirations. We're doing rollies.
I'm doing it.
We're doing rollies.
I'm doing it. Well, it ain't
Excuse me, he should not be sucking anything after surgery. Edibles are... That's what I said. He doesn't care.
I rolled a 9.
It's been 7 to 10 days. I'm good.
He's here for a good time, not a long time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got a 9, we got a 1. Zehas, you need to roll the d20.
Oh, I thought it was between them because I got...
No, it's between all three of you. Nope, between all three.
I will defer because I got advantage.
Okay, fair enough. Ryan, you get inspirations from Skullslayer.
Oh, that's probably good. Yeah, that needs to... Thank you.
Dry sockets.
One of us needed something.
I feel like I'm probably in the hot seat. I did punch that man in the face.
And then they killed him for robbing from the locals, to be fair. But
yeah.
Either way. Zehas!
That was funny!
What does your afternoon look like as the party splits for the day? You have probably, I'd say, about an hour and a half of time to kill. What does your investigation look like? How are you spending your afternoon?
Okay.
Or morning,
there was
I guess.
one thing that I had kind of been meaning to do for a while, but haven't really had an opportunity to. I want to go to, figure out if there's a city morgue, and or where the autopsy on Saul took place, and I would like to speak to the coroner who did it.
Okay. Fair enough. I would say roll me an investigation check or a persuasion check to either ask around or search around.
I'm not an asker.
You're not an asker. That's fair.
No, that was
no timing out, Bobo. What? No, I ain't doing that. I ain't a real homie like that.
No.
Okay, so you look around for a little while. Let's bring you guys over to the city map. As we zoom the fuck out. There we go. So you start at the bar and kind of look around a little bit, and you figure if anything like that were to exist, it would very likely be within the headquarters of the TTC somewhere in there. Not the main building, but there are two others that kind of stand out to you as potentials. Granted, you know there is not an official doctor here in town, so autopsy might be a bit of a stretch. Place they stored a dead body, a little more likely.
Okay. Based off of my previous interactions, what do I gauge the likelihood of them just kind of letting me see Saul's dead body?
I mean, they buried him.
Buried.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
were at his funeral. Yes. Where the fuck is the guy?
Was I ever told an official cause of death?
Not that you know.
By
Just that he was
anyone?
found mysteriously dead, without any indication as to how he died.
Okay.
Or at least not that they could find.
That's enough for me to, yeah, I'm gonna go to the company headquarters.
Okay, easily done.
Because we're on good terms with them now. Good enough terms. We paid
That would,
our
yeah,
fees.
good enough is a word.
Did we agree to help, or did we agree not to help?
You guys haven't officially brought your decision in yet at all.
So yeah, we haven't paid technically yet because he told us to keep the money until we
What
talked
did we
over.
decide on, though? Because I know
stuff.
we talked about it. I just don't remember, because I was...
I believe we decided to do the job because A, we could mitigate possible life loss, and
Yes.
B, it might give us an in on some other people to like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were gonna do the job.
What
for
is
sure.
it? Double agent it, kind of.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, now
Right,
we're
I
in some
remember now.
shit, so we'll see.
Well, I guess I have all the shit. I may as well stop there
Sure.
while I'm at the company headquarters. So, actually, I'm gonna go do that first.
You know that's in the town hall just across from the inn, like literally out the front door.
I'll go do that. I'll do that first then, on
Okay.
my way.
You make your way in, and you see the familiar young lady sitting at the front desk. Yes, how may I help you?
Oh, yes, hello. I'm here to see the mayor. I have some documents that we've filled out, and I need to speak with him as well.
I believe the room is open. Feel free to have a seat and wait. I'll fetch him, and he'll be in, well, when he is available.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
I'll go fucking sit and wait.
You go
for 2
sit
hours, probably.
in the room, and you start to feel around the 45-minute point that you're probably being taken for a ride and being left to wait a little while. But after about 50 minutes or so, coming up on that hour, the door does open, and you see the kind of hunched over old gentleman leaning in with his hands overcrossed. Yes, I've been told you've filled out all the necessary documentation.
Oh, yes, yes, we have, and we've also come to a decision that may please you. You may like.
I already like the way this conversation is going.
Well, we've decided that it probably would be in our best interest to help you with whatever it is that needs helping with. From how you put it, it sounds like maybe we could provide a delicate touch.
Certainly preferable to the alternative, though perhaps not as efficient. If you think you're capable, I encourage you to do so.
Yes, well,
One moment. He turns and...
of course.
Can you get the envelope on my desk, please? Thank you. She'll be here in a second. I have to tell you, preferably if you can get things done without, outright getting your hands dirty, that would be, preferable. But nothing is off the table, so do what you must, and the company will, clean up as necessary and ensure, power is given to the right people. And as he finishes his sentence,
right.
The young lady kind of rushes in with a small sealed envelope. He takes it from her, passes it over to you. That contains all of the information you will need.
Oh, okay. And Xechas will also have his bag folding, pull the documents, and set them neatly out.
Oh,
And
yes.
they're perfectly organized and meticulous.
Just wait a moment while I go through these, please. I need to make sure they're all in order. And he reaches into his pocket and folds out a little pair of foldable glasses, which he puts on his head, and begins page by page. Just very slowly going over each one, making sure everything is signed and set up as completely needed until another, I'd say about 45 minutes goes by, and he gets to the last where he says, it does appear to be in order. It's buried away in there somewhere. What was the name of your company again?
Oh, it was... he'll flip through one of the pages. Oh, there it is. Souls United, Cogs and Claws.
Souls United, Cogs and Claws, or S.U.C.C for short. There's quite a ring to it.
Yes, I thought it was rather catchy.
I fucking hate you guys so much. I really hate all of you so much. Well, it all appears to be in order. Welcome to the umbrella of the Trudgehill Trading Co. We look forward to doing business with you in the future. Do not forget the monthly fee of 15% of all your earnings. Thank you. Have a good day.
God?
It appears to be in order.
Yes, I was going to ask, what is there a handbook for the procedures for reporting our earnings?
You drop off a bag of gold with a meticulous document documenting all of your work, the amount of money earned and loot gained.
Yes. All right. That sounds good. Thank you very much.
Just standard formatting for this kind of thing. I'm sure you can figure it out.
Yes, of course. I'm very familiar.
Well, welcome to the business. I look forward to collecting your fare, working with you in the future. Thank you. And he puts his hand out to shake.
Gives kind of a sly smile. Yes.
Ooh, it's a nice sunny day, Kieran. Love that. All right, so he reaches out and shakes your hand with this kind of like bony, gangly hand a little. The skin is kind of dry, feels a little bit like cracked leather. Shakes your hand.
I'm hoping that because he's super old, he doesn't notice the temperature difference, or there isn't much of a temperature difference.
It's pretty much the same. This man's circulation is fucking terrible. It's just cold. It's just cold-ass hand. And he shakes it.
In my head, think, well, he might die before it becomes
bad circulation. I see we both suffer. It's a blight on our lives, I'm sure.
It's quite terrible.
Have a good day. He turns before you can even continue talking about how horrible your bad circulation is. He's already gone.
My no circulation
your no circulation. Hey, that sludge inside your veins pumps around at like 1 whole BPM per minute, okay? Guh.
It's like molasses.
It's just cholesterol.
It's just gross. You make your way.
Strawberry jam.
You make your way from the town hall, coming out and realizing it's actually a pretty nice day. The snow has kind of stopped falling for the day, and a little bit of sun has managed to creep through. A couple holes in the clouds, kind of illuminating the waters of Rook's Bay nicely as they kind of sparkle in the sun. And then, as usual, a cloud kind of drifts over and returns to its usual gray, kind of dismal appearance, but every now and again you catch a little glimpse of sunlight. Thank you, Kieran, for the weather check. Would have been better if it was a hurricane. We have a few minutes left. What else would you like to do?
Like, how much time do I have time to go to try and find the report on Saul's body?
Sure.
Okay, I'll go do that.
Okay. What's that best?
Did I not have to pay any gold?
I mean, you did. Oh no, you agreed to do business, so you did not have to pay the fine. Yes, you're good.
Was it? It was just the normal fee, right? Which was what, 50 gold?
Yes, I believe so. It was 180 altogether with all of your fines, I believe. Yeah, 130 of that was the $100 fine. Me? Did you already pay the gold from last time?
I must have before he said keep it, because it was 130 because it was normally 100. And then you upped it to 130.
Yep.
I
Okay.
paid all of that. Okay.
So you get your 130
So-
gold back. Your fees
then
are
I paid
waived
50.
because you guys agreed to. Yeah, no, 50 is covered. You agreed to work for the company, so you do not have to pay the late fees. You just sold your soul a little bit. See you, Skull. Thank you for popping in. Appreciate you. See you next time. No, you leave. Make your way towards the TTC headquarters up here, which, as you know, is like much more heavily fortified. The walls being partially stone with the wooden palisade along the top. But you make your way in. The gates, as usual, are open. The guards at this point recognize you, nod. Just, what's your business?
Oh, just seeking some information on Sault.
The old man. What you want to know?
Yes. I was just potentially looking for the report on if there was a coroner's report done.
I don't know anything about that, I'll be honest with you, but his body was kept over in there with the wizard. He points over to this, like, kind of ramshackle stone house that is sturdy enough. It's sturdy enough, but there's, like, a moss growing on the roof. It's kind of partially crooked. It just looks a little, disheveled. Yeah, I don't know if he's in there, but you're free to go have a look. Appreciate you, Icy. Saw you coming with the raid. Thank you, me, Minister of Climate.
With the mention of the wizard, which I know nothing about, my interest is piqued.
Okay. You can make your way over. It's this little ramshackle house next to the big mansion with the red roof there on the map. Your mic did not pick that up, but that's okay. Do the knock sound effect. Do the knock.
I don't. It's in a different Discord. I only have access to this one during D&D.
Fair. You go over and just on the door. You hear inside, just 1 minute. You hear kind of someone shuffling about, the sound of something falling out. Fuck! Guy opens the door in a rush, and as you do, you see just like a little flare of flame as the oxygen from outside kind of meets his... Well, what you see is a set of flaming locks of hair on his head. He has kind of pinkish red tint to the skin and seems to be some kind of elemental humanoid. Probably a Genasi, from what you can tell.
Yes, hello.
What do you want?
I'll keep it brief. I was seeking information on my friend Saul Morderis, if there was perhaps a coroner's report.
No. We did keep him here. And he looks over your shoulder. Just come in.
Okay. Oh.
Quickly, I'm busy.
Yes.
He closes the door and you look around and it's just very similar to Saul's old workshop before you cleaned it up. Just stacks of paper and books as far as you can see, drawings on chalkboards that you are able to make sense of. It's just the study of different evocation spells and magic and kind of the heightening of the power level on them to make them hit a little harder, basic upscaling and stuff. He kind of pulls up a chair. Sit. Grab a seat.
Oh yes.
Finds a little stool for himself.
Engrossed by the drawing.
Yeah, it's just standard research stuff. What do you want? Oh yeah. Coroner's report. He goes over to a stack of paper, grabs half of it, puts it down, rummages through things, finds a little brown book, which he flips over. Sorry, I punched the microphone. And he hands it over. He kind of opens it up on the just his lap. There's not much, but these are the notes I took down. And hands you just the book open, and you see about a half page of kind of hastily scribbled notes, just describing body was brought in, long dead, seemingly had been dead for some time before discovery. No marks.
Cause of death.
No marks on the body. No indication of poisoning. Just a slight blackening around the eyes.
Slight blackening around the eyes.
Yeah.
Does that
just
remind me of fucking anything I've ever read about ever?
Describes a little bit of blackening veins coming around, just like where the eye where crow's feet would normally be. Roll me a medicine check. What's up,
I'm gonna use my advantage.
Go for it. Vitekorl has an advantage as well.
And then I'm gonna use my knowledge from a past life.
Okay, what's your total?
20.
Okay. It doesn't specifically match anything you've encountered, per se, but it does kind of strike you as something you have read about a little bit when you were researching this island, which I am trying to find on Scabbard. Since they moved the fucking table of contents off the front page, finding all my shit is infinitely harder, and I hate it. I really, really hate it. Feel like I know where I can find it though. Give me like an all of 30 seconds here, and I'll be able to find it. Oh yeah, okay. It sounds vaguely reminiscent of something you had read about called trudge rot, which is basically a plague that has begun sprouting up in some of the major population centers. Specifically Trudgewater, which is where it got its name from, was the first place it was discovered. You know, that is kind of the de facto capital city around here. It is the most industrialized, and it is probably the most impoverished, at least in terms of some of its places. You had not heard of many cases making their way out this far, if any. So if Saul had it, it is very likely he either got it from there or somewhere else, but it definitely stands out as an anomaly. You also notice there are no notes or mention of it in the report that he handed you, just the definite describing of the kind of blackening veins around the eyes. But it doesn't seem like he connected the dots on that one, but sounds very familiar to you. Okay. You also know that despite his messiness and general lack of organization skills, Saul was a man who worked with very dangerous chemicals, pathogens, and other things on a fairly frequent basis.
Trust me, I know. Real well. Okay. Huh. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right.
It was pretty weird, honestly. His body was here for a bit, and the condition didn't change once he died. It didn't look like the blackening effect I described there had grown at all after the moment of death, but it was definitely present.
Very odd. Bump.
Yeah, just people running around upstairs. Honestly, I don't have much else I can tell you. If there's any other questions you might have, might jog my memory, but honestly, they just brought a body in here, asked me to give it a quick look, and I did. It's just, he was dead. Something.
Yes. No, that's all right. I just kind of absentmindedly glance up. Sorry, I'm actually quite impressed by your work.
I mean, I studied for a while before I came here. Something about the company likes there to be one, or at least mildly trained magic user at every company headquarters, just in case. So here I am finding myself in fucking paradise.
Yes, a lovely feeling. I too myself am a practitioner of magic, but in a very different manner than yours.
Oh? How do you say?
Mine's more of the alchemical.
No,
discipline.
You're one of those scientist types, like your friend.
Yes, he was far more advanced than I, but yes.
Well, maybe that's what killed him. Because I'll be honest, I looked him over and I couldn't figure out a damn thing.
Some of the chemicals can be quite dangerous. That it is likely I'll have to do some reading on some effects of certain things.
Well, if he looks around at the clutter, if there's anything in here that you think will help, just feel free to ask. There's a few books in the wouldn't call it a library, but he's got a few books in the house.
Oh?
Might have something. Well, yeah.
As soon as you said books, I perked up.
Oh, yeah,
it's... Sure, if you don't mind me having a quick look.
I mean, the governor keeps a collection in his house. You'd have to ask him. I think he's away right now, but...
Ah, yes. We spoke to his assistant. I'll have to...
It's like a private collection or something. I don't know. I feel like he'd be pretty agreeable, though. He's never said no to me.
Yes, no, the governor was quite agreeable.
Yeah, he's pretty agreeable sort. Just, you know, don't pick any fights with the company if you can avoid it.
Yes, no, that's definitely not why I'm here.
No, that's why I'm here.
Far above my weight class.
Well, we all have our debts to pay. Arcane Ryan with a
baby!
raid of 17. Let's go. Thank you, Ryan. How you doing? How's the rest of your stream? Appreciate you coming in here with the homies. For those of you I haven't been by before, I'm Rusty. These are my friends. This is JTB. This is JTB. This is Ryan. That's Chris way down there. That was a fan pop and a half. My God, that had
just
some
farted.
juice. Oh,
Nice.
fair enough. Jesus Christ. Welcome in. D&D is going well. We are talking with a wizard who really hates his day job.
Like most wizards.
Basically.
Service workers unite.
It's been pretty good, though. I appreciate y'all coming in. You have a fan that's similar for dance class? That is awesome. Ryan is a purveyor of many fans. We are a fan of Ryan, so you could say we're for Ryan's fans, too. Anyway, we're going to get back to the game. I appreciate you coming in. I hope y'all enjoy the D&D. If you do, feel free to hit the follow button, hang around, and do your thing. You kind of finish up your conversation with the wizard.
Yes, I'm terrible with manners. My name is Xechas. It's quite a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, good to meet you too. My name's Iridel.
Yes. Well, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Actually,
as you can see, I'm ever so busy in this lovely backwater we find ourselves in.
Yes. Well, it's no secret that we've taken up residence at Sault's old place.
Oh, I figured someone would move in there eventually. Company didn't get its hands on first, I guess. Good to know.
So, yes, I perhaps I'll be seeing you again. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, drop in like literally anytime. Usually just kind of, I mean, they check in on me like every other couple days, so I usually just erase the whiteboard and throw something else up there. Last week it was a recipe for stew. They never even figured it out.
Well, if you write it in Primordial, they'll never know a thing.
That's what I did. Worked like a trap. You speak Primordial?
Yes, I'm a bit of a linguist.
He switches immediately into Primordial and just continues the conversation. Just sounds like a roaring fire when he talks. It's just... He's a literal fire genasi.
His native tongue.
Yeah. He's just, his mood improves a little bit. You gather he probably hasn't spoke this for a long time, and he says, well, it's nice to be able to speak someone in my normal voice again. And he slides you over a piece of paper. You open it up, and it is the recipe for the stew that he wrote on the board the previous week. Enjoy it. It's my mom's recipe. It's pretty good. Really fucking spicy. Be careful.
Oh, yes, well, I am very good with spicy things. Thank you very much.
Oh, that isn't... We got to work on the accent a little bit, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. I've heard much worse. You know, it fits rough in the mouth. It's a tough one, but it's pretty good. It's good. Good. You have a good day. See you later.
You as well. and I'll take off.
He keeps speaking to you in Primordial. Like, he doesn't do that like thing where someone who speaks a language primarily is like, you fucking suck at my language, we're gonna switch it up. No, he carries on the conversation with you. Seems quite happy to have met someone who is of above average intelligence in the kind of backwater fucking shithole that is Fort Mistmere.
Yeah,
I like to think that every time Dusty
Thank you,
speaks one of
Ryan.
the
Have a good one.
languages he randomly now knows, it's always with a southern accent.
Every single one, no matter what.
Every single one.
Yep, totally fair.
I can't wait to talk to that guy in Primordial. It'd be so fun.
You make your way out and find yourself back into the streets. And it's at that point you notice an individual kind of leaning against one of the houses, just watching the entrance, seemingly waiting for someone. And as you make your way out, you friends with the cat man and the tall gray fella? It's a yes or no question. It doesn't involve a lot of thought.
I'm done.
Well, yeah, let's just say that they're about to have a rather important conversation, and my boss thought it would be a good idea for you to be there in case, you know, he decides to deal with you all.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna come with you.
Oh, it sounds exactly like I meant it exactly how it sounded. Your friends are in trouble, and you can either come with me or you can be in trouble too. Your call.
Yes, let's go.
Cool. He just turns and makes his way down the road towards the northeastern side of town, where you know the Fort Mistmere lodging house to be a rather rundown establishment. Though I believe this is the first time you're making your way into it.
And I had a peek in there on the way to the.
Oh, true. You did. Yeah. Up Stormy, appreciate you. You make your way in, the kind of old door creaking as it does, the loose hanging hinge kind of causing the door to just drag along the dusty floor, leaving a groove in the hardwood. You make your way in, you see the guy nod to the kind of gray-haired, balding individual with more muscles than you would expect an old innkeeper to have, probably likely a fisherman or some kind of sailor at one point. Just kind of nods. You see him kind of kick his foot back behind him onto some kind of switch, and the door behind him just swings open, revealing a passage behind and a set of stone stairs that make their way down. And the individual brought you here says, "Head on down. Be nice. Maybe I'll see you later."
Thank you. So, quietly walk downstairs.
You just hear him say to the other guy, "Close it up behind me. I got other work I gotta go do." Just goes. You make your way down, and you find an entire room full of individuals.
On the way.
Yep.
On the way down the stairs, I'm gonna double click my heels and activate my armor.
Okay. Easily done. You just kind of, you see the seams of the jacket kind of begin to glow with this arcane energy as you activate your arcane armor as you do. And you find yourself at the top of a pretty simple stone staircase that goes down about 15 feet or so into an completely cobblestone floored room with just basic stone walls that looks like it's just been freshly carved out sometime in the last few years. There's individuals at basically every single table, some of which are kind of leaning back with crossbows at the ready, but not pointed directly at anybody. Some others have knives drawn and are just kind of sitting on the table with them at the ready as well. And you see Dusty and you see Vitekorl just kind of doing their thing at the center table.
Hello.
With this kind of appears to be half-elven individual, slightly pointed ears, but not as long as a traditional elf. Darker skin, looks kind of Mediterranean. Smooth black hair, or I guess the mini has white hair. It's black. It's supposed to be black. It's fine. I'll fix it later. Smooth black hair and kind of just sharp, handsome features. And he looks up to you. Well. I was worried you wouldn't accept my invitation. Come on in. Have a seat. As you can see, your friends are already comfortable. Oh, by the way, drinks for you there. Yeah. Make it good. If it's going to be a last drink, you're going to want to enjoy it. Pick something good.
If you got anything strong, I'll take that.
You bet we do. What about you, big boy? Okay.
Same, please.
Henry, bring over the good stuff. Have a drink with my new friends. What about you, friend?
My name is Zehos.
Nice to meet you, Zehos. And you too. Who might you be? While we're waiting on drinks, we may as well get acquainted and all.
Vitekorl Butterfog. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure's mine.
The name's Dusty.
Simple, elegant. I like it. My name's Aylon. my name is Aylon Turst. I run this here little establishment, this compatriot, or this group of thieves you see before you. And you wandered here into our lovely little hideout and made a bit of a spectacle for us there, big man. Good fight.
Thank you.
I take it now that you've, kicked the shit out of one of ours. Granted, he's dead now, so not much of a problem anymore. And reclaimed what he took from you, we're all square then.
I would not hold anything against this group even the slightest bit. You have a great operation here, as far as I can tell.
Now, we do all right, but we do all right because we don't rob the locals. And as far as I've heard, you three have acquired yourselves a little property here in town. And
We are the new girls in town.
if rumors are true, you're signing yourselves a new contract with the TTC. You want to tell me what that's all about? What do you and the company have in common exactly?
Hopefully not a lot.
It must be something if you're getting into bed with them.
Well, something is mostly just not getting arrested and thrown in jail for the rest of our lives, or potentially disappeared.
Right.
Well, the company is good at disappearing people. Yeah, go ahead.
My friend over there, he
Mhm.
points to Vitekorl. He really likes his money, as you can see. Points over
Big
to the
fan.
body.
I can understand that.
The fees, the fines, all that shit that's involved with the company, we're trying to avoid it as best we can while we work on our own thing.
That's right.
Well, no man is free of the company here. They own this entire island. But if you're telling me you're not completely aligned with them, then maybe we actually have something to talk about. You see, my company here, my compatriots and I exist very much in the same way that you do. We pay our share and we're allowed to operate mostly on non-company ships. Though that's not for lack of trying. He looks over to the rest of the crew who, Ryan or Vitekorl, you will remember he was lecturing when you first came in about their tendency to avoid robbing company ships.
Zeos just chuckles a little.
I'm staring right at them too with the same look on their face, just like,
Now, I'm not saying let's form a partnership and make this all a pretty little, coupling for the group of us. But if our business interests align, perhaps we can work with each other. Sounds like we all got interests separate from the company, and if you got interests separate from the company, then at very least you're someone I'm interested in talking to. So what the fuck are you doing here? What's the goal?
Well, you seem like the type not to trifle with, so I'll be straight
I
with you.
prefer a straight shooter.
Of course.
He kind of puts his hand on the very fancy flintlock pistol that you see on the table and just kind of casually rests his hand on it.
As Dusty's holding the end of his musket, he just gives him a nod, like, yeah, there you go. I like
Your
it.
shit rusty musket.
He notices, raises an eyebrow, and looks back to Xechas, who's talking to him.
oh, you boys and your
we are-
toys.
Primarily here to figure out why Sol Moderus is dead. And our biggest inkling so far is that the company did it.
You're damn right the company did it. If there's an important person turning up dead on Verosia, it's usually the company that did it. What you need to figure out is
Yes.
why. You already know who did
Right.
it. That much should be clear to you already. You've been here long enough to see the way things work. What you
Right.
need to know is who in the company you can trust and who you can't.
Yes, that is definitely something we're working on.
And you need to find out how they were smart enough to kill a man like my uncle. When you do that, well, then I'll owe you one. And I'll have to make it square myself.
Vitekorl's jaw just drops.
I say uncle in a very loose sense. He knew my mother.
Ah, see.
Still, though,
he
this
was-
is really the first connection we've found, living connection we've found to Saul.
He was very close to me and is actually the only reason I'm still alive.
I think it goes without saying that he had a very big impact on the three of us in general.
He had an impact
Yes.
on every single person he touched. That's normal. He was a genius and inventor, sure, but his real strength lied in bringing people together. And you'd be hard-pressed to wander this island without meeting someone who's crossed paths with him at one time or another. This town alone is full of us. Believe me, you're not the only ones trying to figure out why he's dead. Who's responsible?
Well,
Not just that, but
With that
actually do
knowledge-
something about it.
gives you with that knowledge, I'd say our interests are more in line than we originally might have thought.
Right.
I'd say so. So here's what I
Wow.
need from you. I need a guarantee that our little space here remains private between us. That's a simple one. You don't tell them what we're up to, we don't tell them what you're up to. Don't think it's lost on me that you got that little generator inside Saul's basement fixed.
I don't
Believe
think
me.
It's a secret to anyone anymore with the lights blurring now.
It's a secret to more people than you'd guess. They've been trying to figure out how he did that for a long time.
Maybe best to keep it a secret then.
I think if you haven't told anyone already, it's best you never do.
Right. Yes.
Have you told anyone?
Me?
Asked Vitekorl.
No.
Vitekorl.
No, I barely understand how it works myself.
Oh, okay, good. Yes, that's probably for the best.
Same.
I'm used to living a little audaciously. I think doing things secretively might be new, but very doable. Don't worry, I can do this. Reining it in. Keeping things secret it's definitely going to be the way to do this, and you can trust us.
Yes.
While we're on the topic of trusting,
Mm-hmm.
your uncle left something in my possession that I am rather worried about the company figuring out. And perhaps if this partnership is going to be fruitful, I would like to maybe have a place where she could hide out for a while, if need be. He's gonna open the pack.
Don't. Believe me, I know what you found in his basement. Who do you think to help him steal it?
Fair enough.
That is something you need to keep secret from everybody. There are people, when he kind of leans forward, even here, that wouldn't hesitate to sell you out for, well, pretty hefty price in exchange for that information. Do not show that to anybody unless you have to.
Over flap. Well, I figured you were at least good company
I am.
for it.
I can't guarantee everyone in here is.
He looks around at everybody.
Roll me a perception check.
We go. Big money, no whammies. Okay, not bad.
Okay. So you look around at who seems like more involved or more interested in this conversation than you should be. Obviously, it's the guild boss talking to a bunch of newcomers, so people are interested, but they're mostly going about their business as they have been told to do so. The gambling in the corner is still happening. People are having their own conversations. But you see this individual in the corner with a hood pulled up just enough that like you can't see where his eyes are looking. You see his mouth moving like he's having a conversation with the people around you. But you get, just for a brief second, you felt that person was staring at you. Just for a moment. And as you kind of look around, make eye contact, they don't move, but the sense that you're being watched leaves you.
Yeah, as they're leaned in. Yeah, I get what you mean now. And he flicks his eyes over towards the individual. I understand.
Company has eyes everywhere, my friend. Even here. But if you're looking for somewhere she can be kept safe, I can maybe get you in touch with a stonemason. Maybe we can see about expanding that space beneath your house. After all, someone had to build this for us, and my understanding is secrets are kind of their thing. Granted, they'd be building stuff for both the good and the bad alike, so keep that in mind.
Gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose. But
No judgment here.
So
that was my original thought, so it would be much appreciated.
the other thing I need from you, other than your silence on our hideout, of course, is protection. Should me or any of my boys run into trouble out there and need a quick place to hide and happen to be near your abode, I expect they'll be shown the utmost hospitality. And should be kept safe. Should any company officials come knocking, or really anybody else looking to make trouble for us.
Okay.
Exchange.
Yeah, is there a way that we can tell that these people are with you?
I'll come up with a code word of some kind.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Here. He kind of waves his hand to the same individual who's now bringing out the whiskey that you guys all ordered, puts glasses in front of all of you, including him. Piece of paper and a quill if you got it. And he waits when it gets brought over. He slides the quill and paper over to you. Write your code word on there, I'll make sure, but only the right people know it.
Got it.
All right. We'll take the ankle. What should it be?
In exchange, well, and he says, well, you guys are all thinking of this and figuring out what your code word might be. I offer you the same protection. You already know the way in. Password's Bilge Rat. Say that to the man up front.
Most appreciated.
I like that. It feels like I'm in a spy novel. I used to read these when I was little.
Well,
oh, this is going to be exciting.
I introduced myself. I forgot to introduce my company. We are the Bilge. This is what we do. We rob the sailors who come into port. They leave before they even realize their money's gone. We all get rich, and they're never around to report us to anybody. That's why we don't rob the locals.
Sounds like a very smart way to do it.
We like to think we got a few brain cells kicking around.
It's like the circle of life. I like it.
I do gotta apologize to your man behind the counter, because I'm assuming he'll like that password a lot more than a gun.
I'd be lying if I said you're the first person to point a gun in his face, so don't even worry about it. We'll just... Did you pay him?
I certainly did.
I assure you he's already forgotten about it.
Sounds like a fair deal to me.
So now, my last question. The last thing I need to know. I assume the company offered you a job. It usually goes with them when they bring in a new, I don't know what I'd call you, new franchise maybe? They offer you a job. And they kick some of the fees to the curb in exchange for it.
That's exactly what happened, actually, and I have the envelope. Oh, by the way, I've written saucepan on the piece of paper and showed it to the two of them.
He looks at it, smiles, folds it, puts it in his pocket. I'll keep that handy and make sure the word gets around to the right people. What's your job?
Write that down, too. I'm going to open the paper to read it for the first time.
You open it up. It is very simple. Just simple letter written by the TTC. You notice there is no name on it. It's just autographed the company. It seems people don't like their names being tied to things. They just put it all under the company.
Menacing.
Basically, it describes the situation at Laravos Lake, which is a large lake to the east of where you currently reside, where there appears to be a rather large lumber mill that has operated since around the time Fort Mistmere was founded, maybe a couple dozen years after it. But the current owner, whose family has run the inn since its founding, has decided that it would perhaps be more lucrative to start doing business with the folks over in Port Arrington, who are admittedly further away but control much of the trade along the northeastern seaboard of Vorosia. they seem to be going around the companies back here in Fort Mistmere and renegotiating with a different subsidiary. Which, as you know, historically, the company doesn't care how its money is getting in. There is constantly infighting happening between the different governors, the different settlements, all in exchange for power and money. And as long as the company gets its cut and its resources from the deal, they don't care who controls what. It was very much left open to the governors, and it basically states that if a resolution cannot be found and the owner cannot be brought to heel under the company banner at Fort Mistmere, that he is to be eliminated. And should you fail in that attempt, they will be moving the army or the guard from Fort Mistmere in to deal with the situation. So it's up to you to make your way in, either reach a negotiation, get him to come to the table and accept the company rule, or dispose of him entirely. And you kind of read that to yourself first, or do you just read it out loud outright?
I kind of, as I'm like, because I'm good at reading, I'm kind of like speed reading it, and then like by paragraph or sentence by sentence, and just kind of giving out the pertinent information. I mean, there's nothing really to hide necessarily, but I'm giving a summary during reading.
Yeah, basically what I just gave you. Yeah. I have the whole letter written out. I'll send it to you after the stream. I'll put it in the chat of what's actually said, but it's basically just covers all that. As you kind of say it out to Aylon, he's like, huh, well, that's pretty standard stuff, I'm afraid. If you can't get him to agree, you either have to kill him or run him out of town. Tell you what, though, those lumber workers are pretty stubborn folk. I think it's unlikely he's going to give up everything he's and his family has worked for the last couple centuries. So, doesn't sound like it's going to be an easy one. And unfortunately for you, we don't really operate in that area, so you're on your own.
No, that's to be expected.
True.
That being said, if you ever need to hire a mercenary or picklock, feel free to pick from any of these idiots. I'll happily work for some money. And they can be trusted, because I can be trusted.
Saul's nephew.
Not actually directly related. I can't stress that enough. He was just a friend of my mom's.
As far as I'm concerned, it's canon.
Fair enough. What I can do for you is maybe make the road there a little bit easier. It's winter.
Oh.
It's not easy traveling these parts around this time, so I'll ask around. You come see me before you leave, and I'll see if I could have helped you, or could wrangle up some help for you. Might be able to get you a ride.
That'd probably be much appreciated.
Thank you for the advantage, Soph.
Sounds like we have some planning to do.
And congratulations on, I guess, starting your own official franchise. What'd you guys name yourselves?
Suck.
Suck.
Yes.
You named yourself.
All right. It
Suck.
sounds kind of bad when you put it that way.
Why?
It's Sal's United Cogs and Claws.
Oh, okay, I like that a lot more.
When you shorten it, it gets a little.
I mean,
It's succinct.
I didn't think about that before we wrote it on the paper.
it's official now. It'll look good on a sign, maybe. You can make,
Billboards.
like, you can make a
it's
thing of it,
closer
like,
by
only
something
our
else.
name sucks or something. I don't know. You could maybe work something out.
Suck it down with suck.
But if you guys are going to go wrangle control of, well, I'll be honest with you, what frankly amounts to an entire lumber town. May not be a settlement per se, but there's enough people living and working at that lumber mill that they have enough population to defend that. So I don't recommend going in loud. But if you can maybe get the owner to sit down for a conversation, that might be the best place to start.
Actually, do you know anything about the owner?
Not much, I'll tell you that. Uh.
That the Thieves Guild and the Lumber Mill would have much in common.
All I know is that the lumber mill itself, and therefore the town, is owned by a family named the Brend family. They have lived there since it was founded. They built the first lumber mill and have improved on it many times since. I think their current patron and current head of the family is someone named Garos. Garos. As far as I know, he's a pretty shrewd negotiator and has been a thorn in the side of the governor here for quite some time. I'm sure you've met our lovely governor. He's a friendly enough man, but he doesn't trifle when people mess with his business interests. After all, we all answer to the company in one way or another. As far as I know, they signed some kind of deal when the place got started in exchange for investment money, and, well, I guess if they, don't have a male heir to pass the family on to, or pass the business on to, or I guess an heir in general, I don't know if they specify, the company or the lumber mill goes to the company. As it stands now, they have no children. And Garos isn't in the best of health these days, which may be the reason for him trying to renegotiate.
That's actually very useful. That could prove...
You see, it's a win-win for the company either way. Either he dies with no heir and they get the entire lumber mill, or he finds a way to make an heir and, well, their lumber keeps flowing in. But one way or another, they will get their what's due.
The house always wins.
Always. Except here, you can definitely gamble at that table. I swear they're on the up and up.
And nobody's gonna rob me anymore.
Unless you're losing at gambling, but yeah, other than that.
Of course, yes.
Other than that.
Right.
That's voluntary.
I think we're set on the locals list at this point, Vitekorl.
I should certainly hope so.
I mean,
I pay taxes.
No, you don't.
I don't. I can't even.
We paid
We actually
fines.
do
That's
now.
about as close as we got to tax.
Right.
As it amounts to about the same thing. That being said, it sounds like you boys have some preparing to do. It's not a short
much so.
journey. If I can help move the process along a little bit and get you some transportation, it'll help. Still a long trip. So make sure all your business is squared up here before you go.
Go on.
Dude.
Like I said, drop in any time if... Go ahead.
I'm going to look into a way for perhaps some longer distance communication. Something that I've been researching lately.
Couldn't hurt. That being said, if all else fails, send us a letter.
Yes.
Alright, well, I got other business to see to, and there's some people that owe us some money that we gotta go collect from, so I must see to that myself. If you're ever looking for work in our, line of work, feel free to stop in. We always have a couple jobs kicking around, and if you prove yourselves capable, there's good money in it for you. I don't know how much experience y'all got with thieving and robbing ships, but always looking for capable folks.
Right at it. I've done it a couple times.
It doesn't surprise
Once
me.
or twice or 1,000 times. You saw me turn into a spider, right?
Is that how you got in here?
Ha ha! Yes.
Okay, well, don't do that shit around me. I fucking hate spiders.
Okay, yes, of course.
Creepy.
Turn into a bigger one too.
How does why are you saying that like it's a better thing?
I call her the
That's quite
queen.
useful.
Ha ha!
Fair enough. Don't bring any fucking spiders in here, okay?
Gotcha.
You know how hard it is to keep spiders out of a fucking cellar?
Impossible,
Would imagine
probably. Yeah.
impossible.
No, we made it happen. And I don't need you ruining that street, okay?
Yeah,
Thank
there's
you.
none.
Not a single one.
Wow.
Yeah. Now we have a guy.
Well, without the spiders, you might want to get
Are we
used to like.
uncomfortable talking about spiders.
I don't like spiders. I don't know what to tell you. We literally pay a man to come in here every day and kill any spider he sees. And
That
I figure
creepy
at
guy in
this
the
point,
corner with the cloak, it was actually just a Terminex on the front.
he's got a mask for the fumes.
Oh, he's just
if
a
you,
fumigator.
Oh,
If you're not
also,
fond of spiders, then you'll have to get real used to like wolves or apes.
I don't mind wolves. You can fucking see a wolf coming.
Oh, you can see this one coming.
Fair enough.
Right.
Either way, I got business to go tend to. It was a pleasure meeting y'all, and thank you for infiltrating our home base and everything. If there's anything we can do before your journey, feel free to let us know. Stop by before you leave, and I'll see if I can't get you some kind of transportation out there, because there is no road.
Right.
Yes, that would be most appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything I can do to help out. He looks over at Dusty. Looks at your gun. That thing still shoot?
Surprisingly, it shoots quite well.
Yeah, if I had to guess, it's mostly decorative at this point.
It does its job just fine. Although I am always looking for a replacement. Just, companies got their hands on most of them now.
You got money?
I do.
Give me a second. He gets up from the table. Makes his way back over to the corner over here, where you see there's just stacks of goods, various weapons, different things.
Of course, the Thieves Guild has a fence.
I mean, duh. If anywhere is gonna have a thing.
Shop unlocked.
Where is my thing here?
Just icon appears on the map. Like, oh shit.
You have discovered
$12
a
Hello,
signs at a
nerd.
gold border.
You have discovered
Reputation
the Bilge
increased.
shop. Yoink. All right.
You are now revered.
He goes over and grabs what appears to be, it looks about musket size, but it's wrapped in burlap, and then he goes into another box and pulls out what appears to be something pistol size, bringing them over to your table, unties the string on the burlap and unwraps it, and reveals a not nearly as flashy as yours, but in infinitely better shape musket and flintlock pistol. We usually sell.
So that's what they look like without the rust.
Yeah, they're pretty nice, I gotta say. What's up, nerd? Welcome in.
Hey, baby.
If you're in the market, we can maybe come to some kind of arrangement. We have a pretty hefty price tag on these. We don't carry a lot of them, but there's occasional sailors and pirates who have need of them, so we keep a couple kicking around. Usually we sell that one, points to the musket, about 500 gold pieces. He looks at the pistol. That one's about 250. For you? 100 gold for the musket. 50 for the pistol. But you do us a favor either way. One good turn deserves another.
I'm agreeable to that.
Give
I'll
them to
take
you
them
for
both.
free if you take 2 jobs.
And what's the other job?
Don't know yet. We'll let you know when something comes up. Till then, you hold on to them. Consider it a good faith investment.
You know what?
I think I can deal with that.
I think so too. For the nephew of Saul, anything.
I'm gonna remember you said that. They're all yours. But first, and he pulls his finger out. The same individual who served you whiskey, which no one has drank yet, and has brought over everything else, brings over what appears to be a clipboard with a blank piece of paper on it and the quill again, and he just starts writing on his side, blows on it to dry it after a couple minutes, and slides it over to the 3 of you. It is a contract stating that in exchange for these 2 weapons, free of cost, the company's, or the Saul's United Cogs and Clogs Company, the S.U.C.C, will take on 2 jobs for the Bilge in exchange for these weapons. Those jobs are to be determined later and are at the discretion of Aylon specifically. And then there's just...
Dusty definitely looks like he was about to just spin his hand and go for a shake. But he's just like, I suppose the paperwork's necessary.
We shake on it after we sign. Tradition and all.
Sure.
That sounds agreeable to you guys, then sign on up.
Well,
And it's,
I can't speak for you two, but I'm definitely putting my name on.
hey, I'm all right with it too. And if it turns out that it's something unagreeable, looking over at Aylon, it's just, I've pretty much established myself as the bottom rung of society. So if it turns out it's something gross, I'll do it. It's fine.
I'll keep that in mind too if our sewage ever gets blocked up.
Oh, please do. I can turn into the biggest rat you've ever seen. It's awesome. I don't know if that helps,
Is
but
a friend of mine.
I promise,
I'm just
whatever
not
the
sure you
jobs
can-
be, you won't have to kill anybody unless you want to.
Well, depends on the person.
Depends on the
Right.
job.
right.
I doubt there's a job that you could give me that I would not be okay with.
I'll remember you said that. You
I've
boys
been here a long
sure?
time.
Mostly draw the line at children.
Fair.
Fair.
All right, sure.
I'm gonna-
And
I'm
just
gonna sign
take
it.
the pen and sign it
Sign
right
it.
after Dusty.
Okay, you sign it after Dusty. Xechas. It's the final member of S.U.C.C. You put your name on it as well.
In my fantastic signature
Okay.
I've practiced thousands of times.
The three of you sign it. Slide it over the table. He quickly grabs the quill, signs it himself as well, folds it up, hands you your copy, makes a copy for himself. Sign that as well. You all sign. He takes a copy for him, copy for you, lets it dry, and then puts it back in his pocket. Chances are, somewhere along the line, we're going to need something stolen from a ship, something that will require more skills than most of the folks here have to offer, and that's when we'll give you a, that's when we'll get in touch. Like I said, pop in
Fair
before
enough.
you head
Sounds
out.
like fun.
Yeah, pop in before you leave. Good luck.
Absolutely.
Don't get yourselves killed. I hate it when an investment doesn't pay off.
What did
How
you do this time?
shrewd.
He slides the guns across the table towards you, Dusty.
Dusty's gonna take his musket, put it over his back with the fucking twine he's got tied around it.
Yeah, there's a leather strap on there that I assume you carried it with.
Yeah, and then well, the rusty one's definitely like a piece of twine.
It's just a piece of turkey twine or whatever that you'd use to tie up a
Just-
bird.
Hemp
Fair
rope.
enough. Fair
The
enough.
leather probably wore way the fuck out way long ago.
So many
Hilarious.
knots. It's broken and been tied again. Broken, been tied again.
He probably had to tie it after he dropped it when he shot when his strength was lowered. He fucking snapped it. He was like, "God damn it!" But yeah, he'll
Not my twine.
put that one around. He'll grab the musket, then he'll take the flintlock pistol and put it in a holster that he has, but it was never filled.
Yep.
He just had
Just
it
a
the
very
whole time.
simple belt holster. It fits right in. It's kind of more of a sideways that fits a bit onto the back, like you would almost carry a
Yeah.
knife there. But it keeps the ball from rolling out when it's held like that. So you slide that in there, take the musket, hold in your hand. It's a little heavier than the one you're used to. The wood's a little denser on it. But by and large, it is immaculately made. It is simple. And now that you have upgraded your weaponry, the misfire score is adjusted. So it's no longer 2 and 4. It's just 1 and 2. So,
Yeah.
however, it is still affected by inclement weather.
Mhm.
The other one goes up to a 3 and the other goes to a 2. Which is still better. Big improvement. But you are now the proud owner of 2 new guns. And the party begins to make their way out of the Thieves Guild after saying a quick goodbye to Aylon, who immediately gets up, pushes his thing in, throws his coat on, and begins kind of making his way along the same way as you guys are.
I flip
However,
a gold coin onto the corpse in the fighting ring.
he ain't got no use for that.
For the ferryman! Ha ha!
Fair enough. And as you guys leave the boarding house, you all go your separate ways. What does the party want to do to prepare for their journey before you guys head out? What does that look like?
Do we have to go home for anything?
It's up to y'all.
We should probably go back and start planning out what we're gonna do, or at least
Yes.
let Ashlyn know that we're about to go on a fucking journey again.
Yes, that would probably
Gonna be a while.
Fair enough.
get all the supplies we need. Yes.
Okay. So, we're gonna head back to the house. We'll make it a nice, easy trip. No need to roleplay the whole thing at this point. You guys have done this enough times over that it's a short, especially in the nice weather, too. And you guys are just traveling on foot. Pretty easy travel along the road. It only takes you about 45 minutes to an hour to get home. So, probably about, I'd say around lunchtime, after all your discussing in town and everything is done. You get home probably around lunch. You find Ashlyn outside, just about 20 meters from the edge of the house, at the edge of the forest, currently cutting down a tree that looks like she's going to be using for some construction of some kind. First time, that's facts. First time they've had any decent weather the entire campaign.
It's true move.
I still have some lumber that I just threw into my bag of holding. I have like some planks and shit from the Goblin Cave as well.
Fair enough. You can leave that wherever. She's just, going about her business. For all, it looks like she's probably getting firewood, if anything, honestly. But yeah, she's just working. You all coming down the road. Oh, you're back. Anything
For now.
Anything interesting happened? How did the fine business go? Y'all all good?
Oh, come inside. We have things to talk about. Come inside.
Yeah, fuck it. This can wait. Sure. She throws the axe, just leans the axe over her shoulder. We're just running low on firewood. Figured I'd get some before the night, but we got time. Okay. Yeah, let's head in. Anyone hungry? We got some bread and leftover stew.
Yes, please.
Bread and leftover stew. Got it. Okay. She makes her way
Sounds
inside.
phenomenal to me.
Hurriedly, you all sit around your usual table, enjoying your meal. Where is your house here? Bam. Can I move the party to party HQ? Is that a thing I do?
Xechas quietly appreciates that Ashlyn has never said a word about the fact that he never eats anything.
You don't judge. Okay, so apparently I can't just move you to the party HQ. Why not? Move party ribbon here. Ha! There we go. Boom.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go, you guys' house. You kind of all sit at the table. She eventually brings out some leftover bread, which at this point is a little stale and kind of hard, but at least edible enough. And some leftover stew, which she has briefly reheated for you guys. And you all sit. She pulls up a chair. So, what do you got to tell me? What's up?
Well, so we found my gold.
Good. I didn't know it had been taken. That's good.
It's actually quite a lot has happened.
Yeah, did you ever hear of the Bilge?
And the Thieves Guild running around town? Yeah, of course. Everyone heard of them.
Well, congratulations, you're part of them now.
Wait, what?
No.
I'm what? No. Let him explain. Don't you try to put a spin on what he's saying. Explain. I didn't sign up for
That
that.
laugh was in character, by the way.
I know.
Well, it's all very cursory. When we did, I assume everything went well with putting in the official forms. Xechas, right? Everything got all put in there, all good. Shortly after, I beat up a man to get my money back. Turns out he was in an
Yes, you got
underground thieves guild. He is now dead. Yes.
You killed him?
No. Well, technically,
didn't.
no.
Okay.
I didn't pull the trigger.
Okay.
Did I sentence him to death? That's all to be debated, I'm sure. However, after all that happened, we had a small conversation with what turned out to be Saul's kind of maybe sort of baby nephew.
Oh.
Friends of the family is what we've kind of established.
He's got a nephew in the Thieves Guild?
It's not exactly. Saul knew the man's mother.
Right. Family friend.
Well, he did have a lot of kind of sketchy friends. So yeah, no, that checks out, I guess. And he was always around town with the weirdest bunch, so I guess that's not...
I should also point out that it was not me that pulled the trigger either. I know I have the gun.
Good.
I did not do it.
I didn't even think about. Yeah. You don't strike me as the type to just murder somebody outright. But I could be wrong.
To clarify, we are not. None of us are a part of the Bilge. We formed our own company, I suppose. Or
do we have a better name than the
yes.
Bilge?
Oh, significantly. It's called Souls United Cogs and Claws. It's a bit of a mouthful. But...
S.U.C.C. Suck.
That's exactly right.
You named the business
Yes.
Suck.
All right, listen, I didn't think about it when I.
The papers are signed. He did. You know how much it costs to change your name with the company?
We're not
We will
changing
not
it.
be changing the name.
Sus?
Well, Suck. All
No.
right. Not a bad name. I like the full thing. I just think we could have maybe thought about what the shortened version might have been. But S.U.C.C. has a bit of a nice ring to it. If you set it up on the sign right. Oh, I'm gonna make
Getting
a sign.
sucky with it.
Oh, I'm gonna make us a sign. Cool.
I call it an
but we
acoustic
did-
commercial, but sure.
We did agree to do a couple of jobs for them, but that won't involve you.
So you're not in the Thieves Guild, but you're working for the Thieves Guild. And I'm now an employee of Suck, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
You
sort
are
of that.
very
Yeah.
quick learner.
I mean, I guess. Yeah, okay. Does that mean you're, like, paying me now?
I mean, officially, yes.
I mean, I fixed everything I said I was going to fix. I know we have, like, a live-in arrangement now where I'll keep maintenance up, but, I mean, I'm already doing a lot more than maintenance. Like, I cook for you guys, I clean after you guys.
Yes, no.
Xechas turns into animals, and then animal hair gets everywhere. I don't know if you realize this, but when you, like, turn back into a human, all of that hair sticks in your coat and your clothes and just on your person. So when you walk into the house, it's, like,
Right.
everywhere.
I'm not super quiet about that in terms of just kind of making sure that I burst out of those sometimes. Yeah.
You do it on purpose. Okay, great. Even better. So yeah, like
To
if we
be
could,
fair, it's cold out. I'm gonna start shedding
if
too.
we could negotiate some kind of great, more animal hair. Awesome. If we could like work out some kind of contract negotiation, that would be awesome. I'd really like that if I'm going to continue working for you here at the zoo.
Ooh, we should have called ourselves the
that would
zoo.
be fair.
I mean, it's
That would have been.
either way. Yeah. So whatever you think it's fair to pay me, if you want to do up a contract, I know everything needs to be on the up and up now. Yeah.
Ugh.
You just pay me out of the company business, and you can never have to dip into your own funds.
How very interesting this has all become.
Interesting's a word for it. Trade agreements and stuff. Yeah. Feels like the start to a second trilogy that's not going to land as well with the original audience and stuff, despite their best efforts. Not the Star Wars. JT.
I
what were
will
you gonna
say, to be fair, I got like 750 gold worth of equipment for the 2 jobs we got to do for the build.
That was a big payday for all of
Those
us.
Weapons are quite beautiful. I will
Yeah,
say.
huh?
You got new weapons.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Oh.
He gets real excited. He pulls out
reach out the back, pull out a
pulls out the
flintlock
slingshot.
pistol. Okay, those are pretty cool.
I keep this one as a trophy still. You know, it's sentimental.
I was actually gonna ask, would you mind if I used it? I'll be honest, I'm not much of a hunter, and I don't know how to use a bow. And when you guys aren't here, kind of hard to hunt for food.
She says bow,
That
and
might
he
not
looks
be a
at the
bad idea.
bandage on his finger still. You don't want to use a bow.
I've tried. I'm not good with them. I don't know if I'll be better with that, but like,
I don't think anyone's
I
good with a
just,
bow.
you know, in case of home
Hard.
defense, it might be useful to have.
I can teach you how to shoot it.
If anything, why don't we hang it above the fireplace? There is no fireplace.
Probably a good
Never
spot
mind.
for it.
We'll hang it above the bookshelf
Well,
and put in a fireplace.
why do we not have a fireplace?
Fireplace
Oh.
would
We
be
need
nice.
a fireplace.
The fireplace is kind of the forge in the
Sure.
office. That's where the chimney
Keep the whole
goes.
building
Yeah,
warm.
yeah, it literally warms the building. But we can just hang
That's
it
your
in the
next
house.
job, Ashlyn.
That way it's a trophy, and if I ever need to use it, I can.
He's gonna walk up to this door, Is there like a spot above this door?
Yeah, there is. A few feet.
Quite
Quite high ceilings.
Well, we just hang it like right up here.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I mean...
Kind of central.
Yeah, no, we got sometimes the animals wander in, too. We already had to chase giant rats out of the... I don't know, I think...
sometimes that's just me.
Listen, don't be turning into no giant rats around here, okay? I'm okay with spiders, but I draw the line at rats.
They have good parties. The rats have good parties with
He
rats.
To
party.
be fair, if you shoot him, if he's a giant rat, he'll be fine.
It's true.
Good. Oh, fair.
Also, you got to be real careful. I'm pretty sure those rats gave him rabies once.
Yeah, no, they're
I
literally...
give rabies. I don't
You
get
should-
rabies. I give
you
rabies.
should
Thank
probably-
you.
You definitely got rabies.
You should probably see a
Yeah.
doctor about that. Just saying.
The one that hit me in the head.
Oh, surprisingly, we
We already
did.
cleared that
It
up.
was
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, well, good.
Yes.
He was also an alcoholic, which,
So,
well,
do we have any work now? I mean, we've started our company. Did that come with any jobs? You guys shop for any jobs in town? I know there's a job board, and it's like people just posting stuff on town all the time.
Oh, we are booked and blessed, honey. The first thing we've got to do is, well, make a bit of a splash in a logging town. Village, town, city. Logging city, big one.
Where?
I pull out the piece of paper because I didn't write down where it was. And I say,
Laravos Lake.
the Laravos Logging Company.
Yeah, there's it's a pretty big business over there. My husband and me talked about moving that way to start our life. We just decided that Fort Mistmere would be a little better, but we almost ended up there ourselves. As far as I know, it's pretty thriving business up there. And by all accounts, the owner's he's a good foreman. Cares about his workers.
Hopefully he's prone to charm and compromise.
That doesn't sound like him, but you never know. Everyone is. Is it time for an adventure? It's always time for an adventure, me lord. Welcome in, Misty. Okay, well, if it's a bit of a trip, if that's where you guys are going.
Yes.
Yeah, we have to.
That is the next destination.
Supposed to see you getting some transport, possible.
Well, even if you get transport, they can only take you so far. No roads out that way, which is another reason we opted not to go there. It was had to pay for a boat, then you had to pay for a river raft or ferry or something. It was just a lot. It just wasn't worth it. But
Fair.
if that's where you guys are going, be careful. It's a lot of empty forest between here and there. Lots of things to look out for.
We may have some help. We may have some help getting there.
I hope so. If not, be safe, and I guess I'll see you when you get back.
Yes. Oh, I'm not quite sure how long we'll be gone for, so I'm gonna pull out 40 gold and give it to her. This should be enough for supplies for quite the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I'll stock up on all the dry goods and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. As well as keep 10 gold for yourself. Do what you'd like with it.
I'll probably just buy some good food for myself and feed you guys the slop. Sounds good.
This is the slop? Damn, I want to have the good stuff then.
Yeah, it's my mom's recipe.
It's amazing. Oh.
Well, glad you like it. And safe travels. I'm gonna go finish up with that tree outside. I need some firewood before nightfall, so I'll be working on it.
Let me help you.
We'll finish that contract as soon as we're back from this, alright?
Take your time. 10 gold will do me. Like, that's more money than I see in a year. So yeah, no, don't even worry about it.
There should be a lot more coming from where that came from.
We can only hope. Suck is on the case.
You know it, baby.
We're gonna have to get used to that name, I think.
I'm
Violet,
already used to it.
Come eat some dinner. He's gonna open the bag up.
Okay, Violet, now who hasn't eaten since last night, climbs out of your bag, makes her way onto the table, and just sticks her face into the stew entirely. You did feed her in the morning.
I got meat from
briefly.
Willow in the morning. Yeah,
you did feed her briefly, but it is now lunchtime. She's ravenous. And she just dives into the food, spattering it everywhere as she does so. Yes, Xechas.
A quick question. Dusty, if I may have something that I can do to make that new weapon of yours even better.
Oh, all right. That sounds fine by me.
You are good at doing that.
Great. I'm gonna accept it from him and retreat into the
workspace. Okay.
Workshop. Yeah.
All right. So we're going to spend the rest of the day working, getting prepared, what we're going to do. I will let y'all think about what your final preparations look like as Xechas disappears into the workshop with your weapon, and the two of you are left to your own devices. That is where we will take the break today. We're already at the 2-hour mark, so we're going to do our quick pee break, smoke break, whatever you need. We'll be back in 5 minutes, everybody. Do not go nowhere, because we'll be back with more adventure soon. We're leaving
Don't change
town.
that channel.
Because we're leaving, probably on a boat. All right, we'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna run an ad, so if you need to, take a piss, go get a drink, whatever you gotta do, hide from the Bezos. We'll see y'all soon. Welcome in, everybody. We are back. Sorry about that. We were a second delayed, but we are here now. We've returned from the abyss to join you for D&D. All right, so man's just casually dying into his handkerchief. No big deal. No biggie. Fine. More energy. We have so many energies. So last we left off, the party was splitting up to go off on their own preparations before they leave, probably in the morning, if I'm guessing. That seems to be the theme with you guys, and Chris got some work to do. So, what does your afternoon/evening of preparation /downtime look like, each of you? Starting, I guess, with Dusty. What are you getting up to?
I think before light's completely gone, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go find Ashlyn.
Yep.
With the rusty musket.
Oh, she's outside.
In my hand.
Cutting. She has managed to fell the tree by the time you get out there. And is just kind of chopping away at the log, clearing the branches off it to prepare it to make firewood. Sees you coming, kind of hacks the axe into the log and just kind of looks at you. Yeah, what's up?
While we still got some light out, I should probably at least get you started on being a bit more ready to shoot this thing.
Yeah, I got time. I already got some wood ready. If you want to help me carry it inside, and can determine what's what.
Yeah.
Ooh. I haven't split these ones yet. She holds out a couple sections of the branch. You think if we shoot them, 2 birds, 1 stone?
It's not impossible, but it's improbable.
Okay. I mean, it's improbable for me. Could you do it?
I could try.
Well, let's go try. Okay, cool, yeah. She grabs a handful of lumber, and then 2 of the logs she hasn't split yet. Brings it towards the house. You follow. She brings it in, of course, and then goes back out to the gallery outside, where, of course, you know Saul set up some targets. They're kind of old at this point. The snow is kind of gathered on them, as you haven't been here to practice in a couple days, like at least a day. And they're kind of just sitting silently out here. She grabs her 2 logs. Where do I put them?
You can put them in front of those targets there.
As you're still eating the bread that she gave you with the stew. I'm glad you like the bread. Made it myself. She puts them down.
It's very good.
Wherever you tell her to. Comes back behind the tables that are set up out there. What am I doing? What do I do?
Okay, so he's gonna take the new, or I guess he doesn't have the new rifle on him currently. So he's gonna take the rusty one, and he's gonna pull it up in like his shooting stance. Now you gotta bury it against your shoulder. You don't want to leave a lot of leeway there, because if you leave too much, it will slam back. It's gonna slam back either way. You're gonna feel it.
Does it hurt?
It can.
Ew.
It is just
can
a
it's
piece
fine.
of wood slamming into your shoulder.
I can take it. I've handled a lot of wood in my day.
But you don't want to leave a gap. You got to make sure you have a nice firm grip.
Okay.
I'm going to ignore that. Now you just want to aim down here. You want to line this section up. He's going to point at the rear side line of it to this ball down here. As he points at the front sight, you want to line it between the two. And then when you're ready, slowly squeeze the shirt. Take a breath. And slowly squeeze the trigger as you exhale.
Okay.
He's going to hand her the old rusty musket.
She grabs it, kind of gets a feel for it a bit. It's heavier than I was expecting, but that's okay. Points it up to her shoulder, but you can see she's kind of struggling to hold it completely dead straight, and she kind of has to straighten her back muscles a bit and find the spot where it's comfortable. Like this?
Now, yeah, he's gonna look her over, make any adjustments to her
Okay,
as
kind
you
of go
need.
adjust the elbow and make sure the aim's on point. I'm gonna say, roll me either intelligence or charisma, just a straight up check, one or the other. Just to see how good a teacher you are. How good are you at
charisma?
Okay. Oh, Kayla's giving me advantage. Thank you. I have disadvantage and then advantage. So you just canceled out my disadvantage. I love you, babe. Thank you. Appreciate you.
That's a number. That's a number.
Okay, so you said leave space so the gun has
Nope.
room to move back, and she just pulls the trigger
No.
and fires. You see the gun kind of slam back into her shoulder. She winces immediately from the pain. We're gonna roll
All
with
right.
just neutral because Kayla's saving my ass. Dusty, you also had disadvantage on that roll from Nerd Hollow, technically.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can be worse. This is important. No, it's not
Okay.
worse.
Okay. Just a straight roll. Kayla saved my ass. It's a 9 plus her dex. I don't think I made her a stat sheet. Yeah, you see. Okay, so just a base for now. She just gets the +0. So she
Oh, no.
already has the gun held a little too far. She fires and it slams back into her shoulder and kind of jerks up on the way. You just, at this point, assume the musket ball that had been loaded into it is just going to either fly into the ocean or the cliffs or the forest. You're not sure. But it just goes straight away and up into the sky. She just like immediately hands you the gun and just starts rubbing her shoulder. Does it hurt like that every fucking time?
Okay, so maybe I miscommunicated.
You
There's
said
no
you
space.
You said leave space.
No space between the butt of the gun and your shoulder. It's got to be pressed right against, right up.
And how do you? Okay, so it just shoots again. It's just good to go.
No. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a long process to reload, and it's gonna take some time to get used.
Roll me intelligence or charisma as you go through the process of teaching her how to load this gun. She's got a tip puncher for 20 fucking years.
I know how to load my rifle. At the very
Okay.
least.
Okay, so how do you walk her through loading your rifle? Take me through that with your natural 20 check.
He like very slowly and carefully. He's like, all right. So what you're gonna want to do is you see this part here.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you put the powder, but that doesn't happen until you have everything loaded down. All right.
Okay.
So you're gonna take one of these, pulls out the ball
Okay.
and the wad,
Uh-huh.
like put it in here,
Nice
right at the
wad.
barrel. You gotta go
Sorry,
From-
I couldn't resist.
from the top of the barrel.
Is Ashlyn turned on by this explicit description of how to load a gun?
You don't know, you're not there.
Oh man.
Hey, you rolled a nat 20. You are risen right now with that charisma. You're a great teacher.
I don't have. Well, I
take-
guess I do in this instance. I do have.
You
reason
literally
in
are
this
the
instance.
best teacher she's ever had. Anyway,
Okay.
you go
So
through
he
the
takes
process.
He pulls the bar out. He's like, because it all has to happen from the top here. Gotta ram the bar down.
And what do you call that? What do you call that? What do you call that object again? Exactly.
This is the rod.
It's the rod for what?
Yep, that's what I call it. It's for loading.
It's the ramrod.
Push everything down. Yeah, the ramrod.
Oh,
You're ramming it down.
okay. Carry on.
Listen, I had to teach myself this shit.
I can tell.
So he like finishes. So okay, all right. He pulls the thing out, puts it back on the bottom. All right.
Okay.
You're gonna put the powder, the black powder. Pulls out the little.
The
thing he
last
has
little
next to
bit
his
of the
side,
cartridge. Yeah.
and you're gonna put it right here on this spot.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, as you watched, I poured some in,
Mm-hmm.
put the ball in, then you put more right there.
Yeah.
This is to connect it inside.
Okay.
That way, when it lights here, it'll light the stuff inside.
And it's ready to go?
It's good to fire again. No
And-
space.
No space. No space. Okay. She grabs it, tucks it comfortably against her shoulder. And she's gonna roll
Before
again.
she fires, he's like making sure it's sturdy.
He's
He's like,
just
pull
gonna
it
roll
up.
shake. Fair enough. She's gonna roll it at advantage because you got a nat 20 on teaching. There you go. 18. This time she tucks the gun nice and firmly against the shoulder, aims it straight. You can see her kind of pick her shot, and she fires, and as she does, she hits one of the blocks of wood that she had put up, or one of the logs she hadn't split yet up perfectly, and the musket ball sinks almost like completely through it, but not quite, and you see a big crack form right down the middle of the wood, and the musket ball's sunk in by about 2 inches.
There you go. That was a
and it
good shot.
I'm not gonna lie, it still hurts like hell. Yeah, I'm not a fan, so hopefully I don't have to use this too much, but it's nice to know I know how.
If it's easier, we could always try to get you one of these. And he's gonna pull the flintlock pistol out.
You had one of those the whole time?
Well, I just got this one, so you know it's coming with me.
She grabs your rusty musket and just turns and walks towards the house. And goes back inside.
He's gonna aim at the one she shot, and he's gonna try to shoot to break it the rest of the way.
Roll me a shot with your flintlock pistol for the first time. If you don't have one
Boy.
on your sheet yet, just use your
I
usual
added
musket
one.
shot. Okay. Misfire on a 1. That's it. Okay.
5.
Okay. So you stand, take aim. You've seen these fired before. You've never actually really trained with one, but you gather it's a similar process. You kind of hold it with 2 hands as best you can, nice and comfortable, and you fire. And much to your surprise, despite having never used one before, you do hit the same log as she did, but further down the crack she had made, and split the log completely all the way through.
Well, shit. That wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be.
You're at this point, you're a highly trained ranger. I'm not stressing it too much. I figured you'd be okay with that one. And yeah, as you kind of stand there with the flintlock pistol, just kind of still lightly smoking, the sound it makes when it goes off considerably higher pitched than your musket. Has a little bit more ring in the ear to it, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, this is gonna take a little getting used to, but seems like you were sold a pretty useful and impactful weapon.
Well, I at least know they work quite well. And he's gonna go grab the unsplit one and just bring it up to the front.
Split it.
Vitekorl,
Vitekorl.
you have an axe. You should split this.
You hear
Set
call
it
from
down and go inside.
All right, that's a
All
perfect
right.
segue. Vitekorl, what were you doing leading up to the moment that Dusty calls you?
That whole time, I imagine I would have been out in the yard on the other side, just swinging Xechas's jagged knife, my giant new sword, because I'm not exactly great with it yet, so I'm just practicing that.
Oh, you
And
got a
hearing-
sword, didn't you?
Yeah. Hearing that I have something to chop, you just see a giant Goliath
It's an axe.
without, not where, it's a great.
It's a great
Axe.
axe that he named
Yeah.
sword.
You just called it a knife.
Yeah, I just called it a knife, yeah. Because it's small to me. It's itty bitty. And I come running around. I'm not wearing my jacket. I've just got my my muscle shirt pulled down around my waist. I'm just. I'm gonna go ahead and try and smack it.
Attack.
Oh, come on, please. Okay, yeah, 17.
Okay, hey, shit. Yeah, no sweat. You just run over. You see the piece of wood he's gesturing to, and you just right through it. Splits into 2 pieces, and you bring. Oh, there you go. What was the rest of your night looking like in terms of preparation? You're just swinging shit and chopping. Okay, at a certain point, you'd notice the tree that has kind of been felled but not completely like chopped up yet. And you go over to that and just begin working on the firewood for the evening. So I'm gonna say, roll me just like a Constitution saving throw, just to see how that wear and tear on your body works. You're not used to swinging a great axe yet. You're not usually the guy chopping the lumber. Nice. Okay. You start to feel the burning in your shoulders and your back as you swing the axe and carve the wood up. But you kind of grit your teeth through the pain, and as you kind of flex a little more, you feel a little more comfortable swinging the axe and the. It's an electric axe. It's literally electric. A Rusty, roll a D100, please. As fucking Vitekorl is just standing there chopping things with his axe anew. Oh, you're out there just in your tank top chopping away, and you start to feel the cold start to kind of pick up. The winds blowing a little harder. You see snowflakes starting to drift across your vision as you're focusing on what you're doing. But as time goes on, the snows begin to fall harder and harder. And around the time the sun has gone down, you are forced to make your way inside. Is a not massive winter storm, but a fairly considerable one has just rolled in off of Rook's Bay, and the weather is growing not even just cold, just unpleasant while you're trying to chop wood to have snow just hitting you in the eyes at all times.
I would
Seamless
say I stay out
integration.
for
Nailed it.
a strangely long amount of time, though, because as a mountain born, I'm resistant to cold, so there'd be a long time there where it's like, once the icicles start to form in the nooks and crannies of my muscles, that's when I'm like, oh shit! Yeah, okay, I'm calling it.
You kind of like look down at your legs and realize everything below your waist is considerably more frozen than your top half, which has been doing a lot more work. Your feet are buried in snow about 3 to 4 inches or so.
I gotta do that sideways walk.
Your legs are kind of your leather pants kind of frozen at that point.
It looks like I pooped
I've
myself.
had days at the outdoor rink like that, where I don't realize I'm cold until I stop, and then I'm like, oh, my whole body is then
ice. We have ice everywhere, and you make your way.
Frozen.
You make your way back inside to thaw out for the day. All right, that's it for you. We will assume Dusty spent some time with Violet as well, who is quite eager to just kind of be playing and running around. And finally, Xechas, what does your evening look like?
Yes, couple things real quick. Before we leave, I'm going to check on the generator and make sure that if the stones need to be swapped, that the stones can be swapped. Keep an
Fair
eye on
enough.
that.
Ooh, roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Both is itch. Oh, I got it. There we go. We're good.
Yeah, 17.
If need be, yes, it is possible to just switch them out and change them. As you figure you have already done, being that those were likely not the original ones that were in there in the first place. That being said, the machine is set up so that they never need changing. They will, in a sense, never deplete.
Equilibrium, essentially.
Exactly. So if something were to go wrong and something were to break or anything, any of the parts are interchangeable with some effort due to the amount of forging that you'd have to put in for any of the other mechanical bits, but the crystals are more or less interchangeable as needed.
Some good shit.
You would gather they need
realized that
only works with diamonds. Using anything else is too unstable.
That he definitely would have gathered.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. That wouldn't take long. So the main two things I want to do, the first one's probably going to take the majority of my time.
Mhm.
From the blacksmith, I bought this chunk of iron. It's just a chunk of iron.
Mhm.
I'd like to weigh it. Does it weigh 5 pounds or less?
It's a little more. It's about 8.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna heat it up a whole bunch, and like just chop some off. I want to get a 5-pound chunk that I'm gonna do something with.
Okay, roll me a smithing tools using your dexterity as a modifier with your proficiency.
Just add 2 to this.
Okay, 21.
Nice.
Easily done. You kind of figure how much of it you need to chip off or cut off on the end there. You
Even
heat
if
it
it's
up.
more than 5 or less than 5, like 4 to 4.5. That's totally fine too.
No, with
don't
that
really
check,
feel
you're pretty comfortable that you got it right. You kind of heat it up enough. You groove out a part, bend it over the anvil, and just hammer it until that piece breaks off entirely, and you're left with a now kind of less. No, it's not as hot as it was. So just lightly glowing orange piece, 5-pound piece of iron,
Sweet.
give or take.
It's just kind of this oblong, strange chunk of iron with no discernible shape, right? So
This is somewhat flattened out enough that you could hammer off the piece, but yes, it is more or less just a chunk.
Yes. So basically, what I want to do with the 8 hours that I have before I have to take the 4-hour rest and do the infusion is I'm going to take that piece and basically form it into a rough sphere. And then I'm going to like take a punch and hammer in 6 sides so that it's like a spike ball. And then I'm going to launch that with the catapult spell.
You're making a flying morning star, like the flying head of a morning star.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Whether
Roll
or not I get it
me
back after 1 use is to be seen, but
smithing tools using your intelligence and proficiency together, and we'll see how you do there. Dinner and narcotics, nummy num. Shout out narcotics.
I'm about to take a rest. I'll do the thing.
Okay. 13's good, not perfect, but it's good.
Yes, 19's even better.
Okay, 19 is much better. So it takes you a little bit. You kind of attempt it once, and you're looking to where you're about to punch the holes, and you didn't get the spacing quite right, so you go back and correct it, kind of reheat and re-amalgamate everything together and punch your holes right. Eventually managing, you have a
Not even
circular,
holes, just like big divots in towards the center.
to kind of just give it like ridges and edges, more or less.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. Brutal. Easily done, and you're able to do so after a while. It takes you probably a good couple hours to get that work done, but by the end you're left with I'd say about a baseball-sized piece of iron.
Perfect.
With the weird ridges and punches into it.
Looks painful to get hit in the face with. I'll put it
Very.
in the holding.
Hot dog, so no. Okay. And then the infusion being the last thing you do for the evening. How's that look?
I don't expect that to increase the base damage of catapult. I just want something cool to shoot with it at the ready, instead of having you like search for a rock under the snow or something.
Yep. No, totally down with that. Totally cool. Just put your own piece of ammo.
Yeah, so for the infusion, I just take a long rest essentially, but I meditate with the weapon, and the magic drops from the infused magic drops from my armor and will transfer into his gun.
Okay. By the time morning rolls around, you are left with a newly created, highly flashy-looking musket with a +1 enchantment on it. You kind of hold it in your hands. It looks the same as it did before. But now the bolts and the different patterns of metal on it kind of have the same arcade glow that your jacket has as well.
On the bolt guard, I'm gonna etch just 2, nothing fancy, just 2 little ear shapes, 2 little points.
2 little dusty
Cute!
ears.
Yeah.
Okay, easily done.
Just like half a centimeter wide each, just right on the bolt guard.
There you go. Okay.
See it as Caesar.
Just on either side of it?
Not bolt guard, the powder fill, you know what I mean?
There's just an etching on the little powder cup. Okay. Easily done. The rest of you, having spent your evening getting a full night's rest, can all hit the long rest buttons. And you awake the following morning. And make your way out of your rooms into the communal area. You find breakfast, as usual, waiting for you. Stew, bread, bacon, nothing fancy. Just the bare minimum, but it's healthy, it's good. Dusty, Chris comes out, or Xechas comes out of the workshop with your weapon in hand.
Is it Shouldn't break on you now. It's you'll find it's quite magical. It hits a little bit
Well,
as well.
shit, that's quite something. You know, look at it, start looking over. He's gonna look at the fucking pan where the etching is.
Yep.
Right just next to it.
Very good. I like it. Thank you. Much appreciated.
My pleasure.
So, Dusty just add a +1.
Yeah, I
Nice,
already
get
changed my
your
modifiers.
Perfect.
I have the
Vitekorl,
infusion on mine.
you also come out of your room and find Dusty and Xechas kind of exchanging this weapon between each other. Dusty seemed quite happy with the work.
I'm holding my my knife and I'm just kind of twirling it a little bit, not like swinging it, just kind of. Oh, look, another one! I tell you, you're going to become a famous weaponsmith if this keeps going on, Xechas. People are gonna look at us, see us doing things with this stuff. It's gonna be great.
Could be good money in that as well.
I like that you know exactly the words to say to make me happy so early in the morning. You're like the best parts of a wife. What are we doing?
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that. Good morning, all of you. Hope you have a good day. Happy travels. I just wanted to wake up early and say bye. Happy I came out when I did. Like Carl. Always a forward thinker, aren't you?
Oh, I remember when I came out. I mean, what? Good morning.
Wait a minute. What? Hold on.
Out of my room just now.
Are you?
See?
Oh, okay. That's what you meant.
Yeah. Oh, I'll
You know,
fuck anything
it
with a
wouldn't
pulse.
shock me.
Whatever you
Oh,
were thinking of paying me on
That's
that
good,
contract
I
you're
guess.
gonna write up, add 2 gold to it.
That's fair.
Thanks. Enjoy the breakfast.
Was that stress pay?
Safe travels. I'm going, gotta get some work done on the house. Y'all have a
Here,
good
I'm
one.
gonna leave like 15 of these here as he pulls musket balls out of a fucking set
Okay.
in case you need them. Or you just want to practice, one or the other.
I'll practice a bit, but honestly, with how my arm feels now, I'm kind of good not using that too much. But it's nice to know I know how to use it in a pinch.
Fair enough.
Safe travels. She makes her way out of the house to go about her business.
I like her a lot. She's spunky. 5th member.
I heard that.
Ah! Ears like a basset hound. Amazing.
It's impressive. Well, let's get to the Bilge, I suppose.
Setting out.
Okay. The snow still falling from the day before. Not too heavily, just cold and persistent. Eventually make your way back to Fort Mistmere. Doesn't take you too long. I'd say about an hour and a half.
Is it Bilge Rat or Bilge Pump? I don't remember.
Bilge. Water? No, that's wow.
Write it down.
Always write down the password.
Bilge rat. That was it.
There you go. You make your way to the Bilge into the Fort Mistmere lodging house and find the owner, as usual, just leaning on one arm on the inn. What can I do for you?
Bilge rat. Haha.
You don't have to be so flashy about it.
I'm sorry.
Moves his leg, hits whatever switch is by his foot, and the door behind him just opens. You already hear. It's about, I'd say you're up and early-ish. It's probably about 10:30, give or take. Sun's not quite at its highest point yet, but you can already hear the sound of raucous. It sounds like fighting down below, actually. You hear the sound of people exchanging blows. You hear cheers, and you smell booze already heavy on the air. You make your way down the stairs. You see 2 fairly muscular individuals, not like large, but like kind of wiry, but like that kind of muscle that comes from working on a ship for a long time, and they are just wailing on each other here in the middle of the fighting ring. I guess I'll scooch us over to the map. Where the fuck? You're over here. Boop.
Exchanging blows. I knew this was my kind of place.
Jeez, I should probably move the dead guy.
Hey, yo!
And
Not the
also,
bloodstain. That's definitely still there.
no, they don't clean those. Those just naturally go away as water drips from the
There's an
ceiling.
intestine hanging over one of the railings.
These two individuals are just punching the shit out of each other in this ring. People are at their tables watching. Some have kind of gathered around, but you see most of them are set up to not block the view from the main table. And you see Aylon just leaning back kind of on one arm of his chair watching the fight. Almost not quite bored, but vaguely uninterested. He's just sipping what looks to be like a tea or coffee. Some kind of hot beverage down here. There's a little bit of steam making its way out of it, and you can see in the kind of cool damp. He looks up and sees you coming. Oh, welcome in. Come grab a seat. I got some good news. Well,
Oh, good.
maybe good news. We'll see. As you
I
sit,
sit down next to him.
he's like leaning over watching the fight. You sit down without even moving. He reaches onto the table where he has another cup waiting for you and slides it over.
Thank you.
And Dusty walks all the way around to not get in the way of the fight. Sits right there.
Slides over another cup to you.
I awkwardly sit next to Vitekorl.
Slides a cup over your way as well, within reach of you.
And I'm just watching the fight with interest.
We heard you came into town. You're a hard lot to miss. Just one moment and we'll get to business here.
Oh,
It's
yes,
gonna be kind of
absolutely.
annoying doing business with people who are all sitting on this side of the table. I'm gonna have to keep turning my head back and forth. So if you don't mind, and he stands up, pushes his chair in, goes over to this chair, pulls it out so he can
I
turn
thought we
and
were gonna
watch the fight, and he sits with his back to the lot of you to finish watching the fight.
Fair.
Personal space, you understand.
I am slightly curious, with the fighting business. The
Yeah.
20 gold that I put on my big friend yesterday.
Oh, you left without picking that up, didn't you?
Yeah.
You got his 40 gold. Doesn't even wait for a response, just goes back to watching the fight. The same man that he referred to as Henry the day before comes out with a bag of gold for you and puts it to the head of Restodia. Oof, got disadvantage. Okay, fair enough. Puts it down on the table in front of you. 40 gold, waiting for you. Enjoy, don't spend it all in one place.
Try not to.
He's still just watching the fight. And you all kind of look over and watch the big guy on the left who appears to be half-orcish in origin. Gonna throw a series of punches, apparently at disadvantage. The 10 plus his bonus is still just enough to hit. So he lands one punch into the guy's stomach, and as he goes over, the guy just kind of puts his hand on him and knees right into the face, and the other buddy just kind of flips onto his back and falls unconscious on the ground. And you see Aylon just holds out his hand. Henry runs over and puts a bag of gold into his hand as well. Knew I made the right call. Always bet on the half-orc in a fight. That's rule number 1. So,
Good rule.
he sits, he turns around. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
It was a productive morning. I had an impromptu meeting with the mayor. He was curious as to what business I might have with you all.
Oh?
I told you. Company has eyes everywhere. He gestures to the back corner where the individual was sitting yesterday. You notice the seat is empty. He's not present. You look around. Doesn't appear to be anywhere present either. He'll be back. He always hangs around and brings his little letters to the governor and gets paid for it. I don't know why. I'd probably get paid better by me, but that's not important. Either way, they know we're at least talking to each other, which isn't necessarily the best news, but it was kind of unavoidable at any point. I told him my business is my own, and as long as it doesn't interfere with the company's pay cut, then he should mind his own goddamn business. Which is, to be honest, when it comes to my line of work, that is a sentiment the governor has issued to him several times before in the past. Sometimes he gets a little bit uppity, though, and he needs to be reminded of his place. I'm always happy to be the one to deliver that news, if it makes no difference.
I like you a lot.
Likewise. It's not every day a giant gray man comes in here and beats the shit out of one of my boys.
I'll do it again, too. Point him out.
Is that a challenge?
No. We gotta go. Next, when we come back.
Alright, well, I'm gonna tell Glurg to get ready for you.
Glurg's gonna die.
Oh? You see him? And he points over his shoulder back to the fighting ring, which is now behind him, to the big green orc, who is just dragging his opponent out of the ring and kind of goes and sits him in a chair and, like, props him up a little, puts a drink down in front of him, and lets him just sleep it off till he wakes up. That's Glurg's little brother.
I can't wait to meet Glurg.
Yeah, he'll be back. So, I told you guys I'm going to do you a little favor, because you're going to do one for me, and I am a man of my word. I hope at least one of you knows how to use a boat.
Well, you know those things we talked about, Rusty? The things at the beginning of the stream, yes?
What things?
Cartographer-like thing.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, technically.
Yeah, so I get proficiency in land or water vehicles.
You
of my
have
choice.
started your company, but you have not received your care package yet. So I will say you don't roll at disadvantage yet. But you don't get to add your proficiency. But you're not at disadvantage.
Well,
it's only because Ryan hasn't had a chance to decide on his yet. It wouldn't be fair to give you guys all cool stuff. Ryan still needs to decide his job position. Also, it's way more funny this way. So for DM's sake, I'm going to go with it.
I'm good at traveling around, and I could probably manage. But I'm not exactly trained.
I mean, it's basically a glorified rowboat at this point. But it'll get you across the bay, which will shave, well, a good chunk of time off your trip, and if you're lucky, the river ain't frozen over yet, and you'll be able to get upriver a little bit. Though how far, I'm not sure. Never been around that neck of the woods, don't have much plan on going there.
Fair enough.
It'll be waiting. Well, again, that depends on how good you are at rowing a boat upstream, but you know, there's a learning experience in every single day if you're willing to look for it, and this might just be one of those times.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not related to Sault by blood?
I mean, he said he knew my mother. I'm not sure how far that went. I prefer not to think about it.
Fair.
That's fair.
All I know is that
Sorry, I'm thinking about it.
I've heard Saul talk many times. He doesn't sound anything like me.
Well, in exchange for this is separate of what we owe for the weapons. What is there anything you can think of immediately that we can do for you, or?
I hate to put you lot in a position where you'll be at odds with the company on your first job, but if you can find a way to make sure that a good friend over at the lumber mill neither accepts their terms or dies after refusing, that would be good for our business.
Oh, okay.
That's up to you. It won't be bad for our business if you do what you gotta do, but it would be better if you didn't. If you understand my meaning.
Right.
See what
We
we
can
do.
try.
We'll do what we can. Also,
Do
you
your
don't seem
best.
cat-like in any way, shape, or form, so I'm unsure, but do you know any cats? Were you around cats at all?
No. Is this
I mean,
exclu-
your vernacular sounds rather familiar. So I was just curious.
No, it's just the way I was raised.
Fair enough. We were both raised around this area.
I think
suppose.
that might be more of a regional than a racial thing, friend.
Possibly. I've just never really met anyone else
Maybe
who speaks
my-
like this around this part.
I'm pretty nimble. Maybe my dad was a cat. Who knows? If I fucking sprout out a tail, I'll be sure to let you know. How about that?
Please do. Also, take care of that thing. It gets rather annoying.
I would. You're not the first person I would get in touch with, but you would be on the list somewhere. First thing I'd do is check out a doctor, maybe, or something. I don't know. Just hold
Top
a
10
person or
works for
something.
me somewhere.
Top 10? I was going top 5. You think too little of yourself. Your boat's waiting for you at the dock. One of my men will be there. I believe he looks at Xechas. I believe you met him already.
Ah, spry fellow.
Yeah, he's quite the peppy little spitfuck, isn't he? He makes me laugh. That's why I keep him around. He's basically useless other than being an errand boy, but he's funny. Sure funny.
Personality hire, sure.
And good at tracking me. I will give him that.
It's a small town, and you're very pale. And your jacket glows.
Not all the time.
And you kind of like blink sometimes.
Yeah, what is that?
Why is he referring to my jacket?
How does it...
Oh, the ticking.
Yes, the jacket's nice, but I'm more referring to, the ticking sound that comes from inside of you.
There's just a couple of devices I keep on my...
Interesting. Fair enough. Don't ask, don't tell. I'm not interested. Those are your secrets to keep.
Sure, the noise he makes when he gets hit with an arrow.
It's horrifying.
I mean, he looks around. There's plenty of people with bows. I'm
All
open
right,
to
hold on
experiment.
now.
I'm open to experiment. That's all I'm
No.
saying. I'm just saying. If there's anything else you guys need before you go, we do have a little bit of contraband that is up for sale
What might...
at a
might
discount
have a
from
look?
friends. There ain't much, but at very least we can top you up on a couple essentials. Go nuts. And he kind of gestures over to the pile in the corner, which you can see is like a collection of different weapons. Dusty, you kind of look at the muskets that are there, and the one that's been given to you, and you very much realize that these were TTC muskets. These are Trudgehill Trading Co. weapons that were stolen at some point or another, in that the box they're sitting in literally has like a TTC logo on the cover that is laying next to it. These were either stolen or smuggled or something from the company. You see 3 more
Well,
muskets in
Figures
there.
enough, it looks different.
I was gonna say I was gonna look for a fucking TTC like symbol on it.
Not
I
on the
imagine
gun.
Xechas got rid of it
They did
if
not.
there was.
Yeah, they did not put any on the guns directly, but on the box itself. And there's 3 muskets in there, and then 2 flintlock pistols, all identical to the one you have, or they were, until yours was modified. There's weapons, there's bottles of wine, there's appears to be a decent stash of black powder, just kind of barrel form, not like stored or prepared into cartridges for the muskets or anything like that. Just kind of loose. And there's also a box of what appears to be healing potions, just kind of the familiar bottle with the kind of pearlescent red liquid in it with the slight glimmer inside that you all have become very familiar with. Looks like there's about 6 of them in the box.
How much are those going for? Pointing to the potions.
Well, they're kind of hard to find around these parts, so we sell them at a bit of a above market cost. We go for about 60 gold instead of 50, but for my friends, we'll go 40 a pop. How's that sound?
That sounds great. I'll take 1 myself. Hand him over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoop.
Henry runs over, takes your money, puts it into a coin purse. If you haven't picked up on it by now, he's my book. He's the guy who does the money.
Right. Whoop.
Anyone
We all
else?
need someone to do that.
Very well. Here you go, Henry. I'll take 2. He gets 80 gold out.
Anything else?
What are the weapons that he has there?
Just very
Are there any
rudimentary. Yeah, there's like rudimentary short swords. There's a couple long swords. There's a handful of warhammers as well. Just kind of basic
Nothing
soldier
magical,
gear. No, nothing magical.
Okay.
You gather they have not stolen anything that valuable in a while, and if they have, it is not on display here.
That's all right. I'm good then.
With the way things are currently, you know, all the shit I'm carrying around, I'm gonna just make a donation if y'all don't mind. And he's gonna pull his short swords off of his sides and kind of put them on the weapons pile.
I mean, be our
I'm
guest,
just tired
I
of
guess.
carrying them around. And you know,
Give
pops a
him,
claw out. Don't really need that.
give him 10 of his gold back. Henry,
Okay.
hands you your 10 gold coins back.
Hell,
Well, we work on a buy and sell kind of arrangement down here. It'd be kind of stupid not to accept things when they're sold to us. Look like they're in good enough
Sure.
shape. Be hard pressed to convince us to take you that piece of shit you brought in here yesterday, but
to be fair, they're in great shape because I
don't use them.
don't use them.
Now, why would you? You have a gun.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Speaks for itself. Well, that'll be everything. Wish y'all safe travels and happy boating. Don't drown.
An experience.
It's
Thank you very much for your
very
help.
hard to collect weapons from a dead body that the company takes out because they tend to be pretty thorough. It's even harder to recover things from the bottom of the ocean. So if you're gonna sink or go overboard, make sure you leave the weapons in the boat. Okay? Easier to find that way.
Sure.
Good.
Right.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Alright, who's next? And you see 2 other people getting ready to go into the fighting ring. This one is kind of like a burly, red-headed woman with kind of broad shoulders and tight muscles over here, right above the collarbone. And then the other is this kind of like skinny but tightly muscled individual who's kind of light on his feet. And it looks like a kind of a brawn versus dexterity kind of situation going on. As you guys turn and begin making your way out, you hear the fight start and them to begin exchanging blows. You kind of catch a glimpse of the smaller one kind of dancing around his opponent as best he can, but catching a shot here or there as you make your way out, and the door just closes behind you, and the sound of fighting just kind of fades away as it does so. Tinkles on the red-haired lady. Always bet on the redhead.
Same.
Okay.
All right, I guess we're on our way.
So we got
I
a
feel at home
rowboat to
in that
get to.
business. Ugh.
Yes.
You guys make your way over to the docks, kind of walking along the somewhat not well-maintained road here in Fort Mistmere, eventually finding your way to the docks where you know the individual is supposed to be waiting for you. And you're kind of... not this dock here. He's kind of... You have to go all the way to the middle one, which is quite larger and busier. It's kind of bustling at this point. High tide is in, so the water's kind of just right below the wood at this point. The boat's kind of just all floating along next to it. And as you kind of make your way over, you see same individual cloaked that you saw the day before. Xechas. So he convinced you to do some work for us. Told you the conversation wouldn't be so bad. There was a chance y'all, die together, but, it's better to do that kind of thing together. It would be horrible if your friends got taken out and you weren't there to witness it or be a part of it. I got your boat. It's loaded up. You got 2 paddles. Make sure you bring them back. And there's some, basic supplies in there. And I kicked in a little special something just for you guys. And because I'm an agent of chaos. It's that one right there, and he points to this kind of semi-decrepit looking boat that is floating and not leaking, but like only just. You can see where there's been several patch jobs to it.
Do you perhaps mind if we take... asking my party, if we take a couple of minutes, I can patch it up, make it a bit more seaworthy?
Do what you must.
Yeah, man, saying our boat's not good enough for him. Wow. Way to look a gift boat in the mouth. Okay.
I'm going to return it better than you gave it to us.
It's fine. It's just, you know, kind of rude to look at someone's boat and be like, wow, that's a piece of shit. I gotta fix it. That's kind of just, you know, whatever. Have a good one.
Well,
Don't drown. Be safe. See ya.
Staring
And he
at
just
him.
leaves before you can even talk to him. Just dips his way out. Leaving
To be
you
fair,
guys
they
with your
looked at
boat.
my musket like it was a piece of shit yesterday. So, you know, all is fair.
Yeah,
That's
I'm gonna
fair.
take like 5 minutes to mending the fuck out of this boat to make it good again.
Okay.
That's
A fucking mending. We're getting suited. We're getting sued. Okay. You watch as Xechas kind of hops in the boat and begins mending some of the patches, but like you could tell, even the mending doesn't have to do much because they were patched really well. But by the end, it is a completely solid boat. Yeah, like it was shoddily made, but it was
Okay, maybe it
functional
doesn't
and
take 5
clearly
minutes,
still
maybe it only
floating.
takes 2 minutes then.
You just dabble, kind of tighten up some of the nails, make sure all the seals are nice and sealed up. But for the most part, you have a perfectly functional boat. You do see a couple bags of supplies while you're in there, picking it up, and then kind of move a couple of those out to patch, and you see a small bag about yay big, kind of hanging loosely, with 2 spherical objects in it. And you kind of open it up, and you find 2 small round grenades, or granados to be more accurate, like pirate style, black powder, explodies.
I was contemplating making a bomb earlier, but I decided to make a hunk of metal instead, and I am glad.
Fair. Fair. His parts
Chaos.
busted.
Sure.
Interesting.
All right.
Cool.
You guys all pile in to your boat. Who is rowing this son of a bitch?
Hello.
Are you proficient in water vehicles?
No, but I'm a strong bastard.
Okay. This is now a
If
skill
need be,
challenge
I can
for the
guide
party.
us.
How is everyone helping with the boat rowing process?
Pure muscle.
Okay, for you, just straight up athletics. Nice and easy.
I got my navigator's tools out, kind of just pointing us in the right direction, correcting him if he goes off.
Roll me just a straight up wisdom, because you're not. You are proficient in navigator's tools. You're not proficient in vehicles, so you're not necessarily sure how to steer them right. So I'm going to say wisdom check, no proficiency. Just straight up wisdom.
Okay.
And Xechas, what are you doing?
I have an opportunity to do something really fucking funny, but I don't know if I should.
Mhm,
I don't really know how to help in this situation. It's just 3 of us in this rowboat. I
mhm.
could fish.
What are you doing to
have-
assist? You see Vitekorl kind of take the thing.
Yeah.
You push off away from the dock. Vitekorl starts rowing. He's not really comfortable with it, but he is propelling the boat forward. And you see Dusty kind of trying to take the lead and kind of explain the right way of doing things. He has his navigator's tools out, trying to steer you in the right direction, but is very much struggling to do so. And you know you have to do something because they are currently sitting between a success and a failure.
I like to think that my directions, because I don't know how he's rowing, I'm just like left, more left.
I'm going
That's
left.
how
Yeah, and it's like one of the boats where you face
Um,
backwards, like you're rowing and you're rowing in the direction your back is facing. So you're literally guiding him and steering. So when you're saying left and he goes to
Okay.
his left, it's your right. So he's just completely going the wrong direction. How are you helping, Xechas?
Okay, so I'm gonna sit where Vitekorl can see me, so at the back of the boat.
Okay.
And I'm gonna help
Have
Vitekorl.
advantage from self.
So one, I'm gonna what do it? Where was it?
Keeping in mind Dusty is already directing the boat. There has to be something other than that.
I don't. Oh, I'll just take out my fucking Yickel while it can work as a fin, and I'm gonna use it to, like, in the very, very back, like, steer the back of the ship, like a rudder,
Assist.
essentially.
Assist with the steering. Okay. Just
Yeah.
straight up dexterity. No proficiency, because you're
Yeah.
also not proficient in water vehicles or the steering of them. Oh!
Get him!
Okay. So as Dusty is failing to guide Vitekorl the right way, he's saying left, Vitekorl's going right. You kind of look at Vitekorl, you're like, the other left, and you lean, and you put your half spear into the water and kind of twist it and try to create a bit of a fin on the back. And as you do so, Vitekorl kind of catches on to the way the boat's kind of naturally guiding him, and he starts compensating, and the boat steers and begins
left, got it.
heading the right direction. Across.
You just have to speak showmanship to him. That makes sense.
Starts heading across Rook's Bay towards this river over here on the other side of the coast. And as the sun is just beginning to set, or actually reach the highest point, because it's about lunch at this point, so the sun is reaching its hottest and most uncomfortable. You're just rowing across the waves. The cool kind of spray coming off the front of the boat every time you push forward, providing what little bit of cooling you can get your hands on, and the kind of salty sea air blowing across the top of Rook's Bay fills your nostrils as you just row off into the hot noonday sun. And as you kind of fade off across the horizon, that is where we will end the session for today, as you guys begin rowing across Rook's Bay towards your next destination.
Amazing.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
A whole new world.
Okay, so you guys rowing across Rook's Bay. We will be back, next week for more D&D, and we'll pick up this adventure as we attempt to take a boat across the ocean, or across the bay, more accurately. And then up a river. We'll see how this goes. I'm excited. We haven't done much boat seafaring-y stuff, so even just a little rowboat's gonna be fun to see what we can do here.
We're gonna get like the water goes murky, and all of a sudden, tentacles shoot up out of the water.
The Kraken, release the Kraken. It's here. Fear it. No. I'm really excited. I don't get to do a lot of ocean stuff, and I'm really excited too. You guys are lucky you succeeded on this one, because next session would have started out with you crashing the boat in the middle of the bay. So, well done on succeeding your checks. We will see y'all next week.
Well, some of us.
Some of y'all are struggling a little bit, but that's okay. It's been a number of sessions without a combat, because we've just been loving the RP lately. And I'm all for it, but I want to fight some shit.
That's okay.
So bet there will be a random encounter table next week for you all to enjoy, because I want to fight some shit. And we haven't done a random travel encounter, so maybe we'll leave it up to chat. We'll let chat roll what you guys are gonna fight next week. That should be fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
5 Tarrasques.
Oh, okay. Not 5 Tarrasques, guys. All right. So, Ryan, what do you got going on that you want to tell the people about for the upcoming week while we find someone to raid out upon?
Nothing too wild, except for, this wild, particular, wacky homosexual. I got more Mega Man hit list, gonna be doing that. Come on in every single evening. I'm excited about it.
Go do it. Go watch the fucking Mega Man hit list. The insanity. That is that shit. JT, what do you got? Promote your shit. He sings.
Come watch us play Baldur's Gate on Saturday.
Not this Saturday, next Saturday.
Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. And then come by next Monday for more D&D stuff.
More D&D stuff.
And then check out the Discords, both in the Purple House and the Apothecary music channels for any musical stuff I upload. It's all just voiceover stuff, because it takes me so long to upload just like 12 megabytes of voice stuff. So, hundreds of megabytes of video stuff won't work.
We'll get there. We'll get there one day. When we steal you and bring you to Canada, you have all the megabytes. Nice glasses. Chris, any words of wisdom you'd like to part with or give the people as you leave?
Brush your teeth and don't do most drugs.
Don't do most drugs. That's good. You're going to be our new inspirational quote or finish offline guy. So just be prepared. We're always going to pass it to you for some words of wisdom before we say goodbye. Starting next week, though that was a good one. Try some drugs.
Also, if you come watch us play Baldur's Gate, we may or may not die to brains.
We got past the brains this time. To be fair. If you guys haven't already, check out the merch. We love you. Bye.